Oh, 6 minutes? Warning. The following content may contain elements that are not suitable for some audiences. Viewer discretion is advised. Welcome back to the Bard's Playhouse Presents Tales from Shadow Valley, Season 3, Episode 3, Interrogation. Thank you so much for joining us. Now, let's bring in our wonderful cast. We have Eldritch as Khan, the Bloody Rizzolo.
Always great to be here.
Shane as Umbromancer Zavid.
Don't coffee me till I had my talk.
And Elliot as Reese the Heartseeker.
I'm always a fan of being cheesy.
As always, I'm Lumpy Bronzarm and will be your DM for today. Last time, Lux Et Umbra took a much-needed rest at their home of Shadow Valley. Frag took in his new surroundings, enjoying a solid breakfast for the first time in years. Taking a liking to him, Sugar Wanter, the Silver Kobold, gifted him 2 less conspicuous outfits to wear. Deep in her laboratory, Khan learned to brew a new virulent poison from her new 6-legged rat familiar, whom she has decided to name Pipette. So consumed with her alchemy was Khan, she did not hear Nawala sneak up behind her. A loving embrace was shared by the tall blonde elf and the brown-furred Usoki. It was not long before Zavid, Reese, and Frag joined them in the laboratory. As today was the day, Lux Et Umbra crafted the brain cylinder for Ilkana. It took the combined efforts and minds of everyone to construct this magical device. Between Frag's ingenuity, Reese's artful hand, Zavid's necromantic knowledge, and Khan's preternatural knack for invention, a brilliant machine was built. The following day, the magically preserved head of Ilkana Alinor, White Mother of Isker, was presented. Once again, teamwork won the day, as all of Lux Et Umbra successfully removed the Banshee's brain and installed it into its new magimechanical home. Upon waking, Ilkana was disoriented and confused. Not knowing where she was, Zavid taunted her a bit until it became clear to Ilkana that she is trapped within her own mind. Her anger rattled the glass of her new prison, but the immense power she had in unlife is no more. As Lux Et Umbra admired their handiwork, Brick and the Copper Kobold came running in, breathless, spouting some nonsense about pushy lightning in the forest. Beckoning to follow, Brick took off like a shot to the forest. Deep in the woods, Khan quickly realized that a ley line had been ripped open, but only Zavid understood its cause. The alignment of Aposte the Messenger, the planet that most strongly affects arcane magics. Using his knowledge of rituals, Zavid condensed the ley line rip down into a singularity, pushing the energy back to the plane of magic. Back at Shadow Valley, the Bold Ones were being attacked by elementals made of pure arcane power. Leaping into action, Khan quickly discovered the mana elemental's biggest weakness, being stabbed repeatedly in a vital location. However, their unstable energies blasted out to harm her in turn, trapping our heroes within a wall of force. With their mechanical power in overdrive, Frag wall jumped up and out of the magical prison, joining in the fray once more. Taking the attention of an enemy away from the weak kobolds, Reese saved Sugar Wanter from a sizzly fate. As the last remaining mana elemental phased in and out of existence, Cabriri's favored cleric rocketed himself through it by casting Zavid's double jump. Shadow Valley was saved, yet this is only a taste of what is to come. That's what we're coming in.
Zavid sharded himself. Let's not forget.
Look, we were just gonna blow over that, save the embarrassment.
Y'all are being nice, but we need to be clear. Zavid's no hero. He sharded himself throughout this whole process and immediately ran to the bathroom after.
Look, only heroes shart themselves on the battlefield.
Real hero shit, as we say.
It is real hero shit.
Oh my god. This is what we're coming in today. It's gonna be a silly one, I can already tell. So, I think firstly, upon waking, since it's a new day, I need Zavid to roll me a will save, please.
A will save?
Yeah, it's out publicly.
Shit. Okay.
Welcome to
go.
Welcome to season 3, y'all. Oh. You have your hero point for the week if you want to burn it.
No, let's do it.
Oh,
I
love
accept
it.
this.
I love this. Oh, I'm so happy that happened. Natural one for anyone listening.
Oh my
So,
god.
so what happens here is you wake up, Zavid. You're in a bad mood. You just you don't know what it is, but something about you've been having to be so open-minded recently about all these different religions and beliefs and deities, and just you're sick of it. You're tired of it. And you are now under the effects of Zealot's ire. So you, Zavid, only when you're working with people of a religion more than one step away, or whose deity is one step more away than from yours, you are sickened to, as long as you're working with that person. If you're working by yourself or working with someone within one step of your own god, you're fine. So let me take that off for the moment, since I don't think you're currently with anyone who has that. But that is the effect you currently have. It's called Zealot's Ire, and that is due to the effects of well, which one is that? Not Aposte. It's the other one. Triaxis the Wanderer, the planet that affects religiosity. Its alignment is causing. That's the thing that gave you that extra spell slot. Remember, and you're muted.
Sorry. Would I know that it could be that affecting
Yes.
me? So I could be self-aware even though I feel that way?
The first time it happened, you rolled a nat 20 on your will save, which allowed me to give you a religion check, and you figured out what it was. So yes, you're aware of it. You know that that's what's happening. It's an effect that it's not your brain. You know that this isn't you, but it's really, really, you can't shake it.
Yeah, I wake up and I'm like, I have the strangest urge to go urinate on that fucking dragon statue. It's that planet. God damn it. So I think I'm going to put a little sign on the outside of my door that says, do not disturb, bad mood today. And then I'm going to take the brain case and I'm going to go down to where the blood ghoul's working.
All right, fantastic. I can swap you over there real fast. Let's see. Read here. Share map. There you go.
I have no plans as of yet. I think I'm just going to eat breakfast or something and just relax for a bit while I kind of wake up for the day.
All right. The ghoul is actually not right there. It's down a little further down a ways down the river, because remember we said it kind of bottlenecked a little bit. It's trying to chisel out that and make it wider so that your boat could fit through. But it pays you very little mind if you don't say anything directly to it. It just continues to work.
I'm just going to chill out on the box. That's what I'm going to do for now.
Okay. Let me see here. Do I have anything I can throw at you here? I might. There we go.
Roll for the blood ghoul's mood today. Zavid's gonna get fired to the face.
It's technically mindless. No, I think we'll move to someone else for the moment. Khan, what are you doing this fine morning? Are you in your laboratory? Because I've placed you in the northern one there, but I can put you wherever you'd like.
Probably just like having a leisurely waking up. And then I'll go prep alchemy supplies for today. Like,
Okay.
Khan has probably made most of the poisons, but there's still probably a little work left to do, so she might as well do that before whatever shenanigans happen to take place today.
Why would you say anything would take place today? That's crazy talk. But yeah, you're able to get together the remaining reagents for your black finger blight poisons. But let's see, between you and Jimothy, let's see if Jimothy can help you out here. So just give me a I'll have Jimothy roll a craft check to aid you with this. So
Nice.
Jimothy, where's your crafting? There it is. So it's a 19. So, ooh, God, don't give a plus 169, plus 2.
Nice.
My fingers failed on that one. Oh, sweet. So Jimothy just got a 30 on his crafting check. So that is a critical success to aid you, so you can take a +2 on your craft. I believe you're looking for a 30 as well for the standard DC of your level. That'll
There we
do it.
go.
All right, you almost had a crit yourself. So you're able to finish up with Jimothy. And when you were doing it the other day, Jimothy wasn't really very helpful. It seemed a bit above his head. But in the coming days, it seems that he's kind of studied over the recipe a little bit, and
Mhm.
it has been quite helpful this morning. It seems eager to get this done and to get better at the alchemy with you. So
Oh yeah, looks like we got about 5 of these. Oh wow, this stuff is really really caustic.
and kind of takes an eyedropper of it and drips it on a little plant. It's like a flower, and it just immediately withers and wilts into dry kindling.
Well, with the people that we are probably going to fight, I needed to pull out the big boomsticks, as it were.
Oh yeah, I think this is the big boomsticks right here. Just don't drop this stuff. It'll eat through your foot.
And I have put those in not only your inventory con, but also on your actions tab. If you look under your perilous poisons and potions, Black Finger Blight is about 5 down.
Yes, I see it.
Yep, and the effects of it are there's a fortitude. The DC is 32. It's a really nice DC. I looked it all up. And at phase 1, it's 66. Phase 2, it's 86. And phase 3, it's 10d6 poison. And if they get to phase 3, they also become confused. It's a really nice poison. The downside is it takes 2 actions to apply it to your weapon.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, that's kind of the trade-off. But yeah, you now have 5 of those. So that's pretty horrifying. Let's see.
So what is the next step? I mean, we got that weird brain in the jar, and I know you're all leaving soon, but do we have to take care of that brain while you're gone? What's going on with that?
Zavid wants to make a body to house the plane.
Oh.
But I mean, you probably won't have to take care of it while we're gone. I hope that the device could be self-sustaining. It just between you and me, it creeps me out just a little bit, just a tiny bit. Most things don't. I'm usually extremely brave, but in this specific case,
I know what you mean. It kind of moves when it talks, and I didn't think brains could move on their own. Yeah. I hope it's useful at least.
so do I. So do I.
So I think actually might go back to Zavid for a moment. As you're kind of sitting there in your tunnel, having your snack, going over your books for the day. Maybe you're... Oh, is Shane frozen? He looks frozen.
No.
Am I frozen?
You look frozen on my screen, but I hear you. Anyway, so that should be fine.
Oh.
Anyway, so yeah, you're sitting in your little tunnel there, and you start to feel a little cold. It's a familiar cold. And you realize that you're about to hear it again, that voice creeping in your mind.
So, you shall cross the sea soon, Brewmancer.
Scared the shit out of me. But yes. Yes, I will be crossing the sea.
Let's scare the shit out of you, it would seem.
He mocks you.
Scaring the shit out of Zavid is a common thing lately.
Yes.
Look. I'm a biological creature that has to eat, as per your decrees. But what goes in must come out. And apparently an all-protein diet isn't very good for my colon. So...
You are right.
It's cutting out your audio a little bit.
Yeah,
don't know
your
if
voice
it's-
is too
shit.
deep.
Too deep? Damn it. Usually
Because
works.
you're in too
Okay.
deep.
Is this any better?
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
I can hear you now, yes.
All right, I will try it a little higher. So, my edicts command that you feast, yet it has been too long since you have enjoyed the fruits of my followers. You should know there is a city beneath the desert sands, a city controlled by sentient ghouls, whispers, see visions.
Oh, you're cutting out.
Cutting out again.
I'll just go back to a normal voice then if it keeps cutting me out. How about that?
Yeah.
That'll
Yeah,
work.
I think it's the raspiness.
The Dr. Claw is rough on the throat. I would
It
not
is, that
recommend
too.
doing that this
So-
early.
So I'll just go back to my voice and pretend it's the Cabriri voice then. You have heard whispers, seen visions. The planets are in motion, and the gods play at their games. Across the inner sea, in the desert sands, the faceless pharaoh pulls his puppet strings. The lion is led to feast, not knowing her pride will be her downfall. I'll write that down for you. And you can respond to him if you choose.
Now, I don't know if it's just brings you joy to speak in riddles, but I think I at least get a little bit of that. Who's the lion?
Roll a religion check in the tower for me.
All right, skills. I got 6 skills.
Holy Okay, so I looked up Cabriri because I haven't looked up Cabriri. Okay. All right.
Yeah,
Damn
Cabriri's
bitch.
a
She
bit of a dude.
he's something.
He's something. With that roll, you've heard of that there's a different pantheon down in Osirian than there is in most of the rest of Galarian. And you've heard that one of them is a lion-headed warrior goddess named Sekhmet. You know of the lion-headed goddess of war. This you know.
I am aware.
She is being manipulated, tricked, fooled into diving headlong into a war. She desires to drink oceans of blood, and she will get it. But her handlers have deceived her. She is blind to their intentions.
You want me to eat this? This person?
You may if you like.
I thought it had to be one of my kind, a fetchling.
It does. One of your flesh. Any, whether follower of mine or not.
Oh. Okay. Well, thank you for letting me know about this. Is there anything other than eating flesh that is important about this place? To the others, I mean.
To the enemy, yes. The key to opening the prison of Rovagug, as you know, is within the blood of the Arions. If this portion of the key falls into the wrong hands, they will have quite an advantage against us.
Do we have reason to believe the sister is in this city?
She has been difficult to track. She goes beyond my sights.
Probably because of the meddling of the other gods.
This seems likely.
In that case, we will hunt her down, make sure her blood is not used for this. That I can promise. If there's an opportunity to eat somebody, I'll do that, but I also do not want to make a scene, so I know you understand how important this tenuous alliance is.
Yes, this alliance is all we have remaining. If there is nothing to rule, how can I rule?
Right, yes. Should I pee on the statue?
This would bring me enjoyment. But do not let the paladin know.
Oh, I forgot. That paladin. Yeah, that one will kill me. Later. You know what? Let's see how they play their cards. I'm gonna stay here tonight. I can't even look at them right now. I'm gonna work on interrogating our friend Ilkana. And
Make her suffer. Pry the knowledge from that accursed brain. Make her sorry she ever devoted herself to that false idol Shax.
right. I mean, you went from Urgathoa, you downgraded to Shax. At least Urgathoa is recognized as a god. Shax is not. Like, sorry, I'm mad because that just doesn't make sense to me, personally.
You are wise for a meat bag mortal.
Well, this has been a great call, but I'm gonna let you get to it. I'm sure you're very busy.
Quest onward from the shadows, Umbromancer. And the voice fades from your mind, and the cold lifts from you.
And it really does sink in that it really is just this alignment of planets that's making me dislike the Saren Ray folks, because I'm like, he's a dick. He's such an asshole.
Yeah. He doesn't lie about it. That's at least something.
Yeah.
Were you wanting to do the interrogation like the next day because you just are, since you got that nat 1? Because that's totally okay.
I think you should learn how to deal with your salt first.
Yeah, I think I might want help with the interrogation. I
Okay,
think
cool.
I think he just wants to sit the day out and try
Yeah.
to
All right.
kind of remember how this feels so that he can easily recognize when his emotions are being manipulated.
That's a very good way to do that, actually. Sure. So, is there anything anyone wants to do this specific day before we go to the next day? Since we're still on downtime a little bit.
Did you check your DM?
No,
Check.
didn't know I'd gotten one. Maybe later.
Okay.
Perhaps.
Okay. I wasn't sure
Uh,
what your plans were.
Yeah,
So.
I don't have much for that.
Yep.
I should, but I don't. Let's see. So yeah, we can just go to the next day. That's fine. We're still in
Yeah, that's fine.
downtime. So Zavid, give me a new will save and give yourself a +1 because you essentially, or +2 because you took the day to focus on it and recognize it and try to hone it down. I'll give you a little bonus to it.
All right, sure. +2, you said.
Mm-hmm.
All
And it's DC
righty.
30.
Here we go. Just a 4 or higher.
Yeah,
So
4
not a
higher.
1
That's
through
all
a
you
3.
need.
Just not a 1 through a 3.
Take my hero point. It's yours.
Okay.
Yikes.
You guys don't want me to just keep rolling nat ones day after day after day and have nothing happen?
It gets
Are you sure?
monotonous.
All right.
There we go. Okay, that's a critical
Yay.
success.
There
So
we go.
after your day, and that actually would have been a regular success if it weren't for the +2. So having taken a day to just really reflect on what this is, the fact that this is fully, I don't want to say artificial, but this is being done to you. This is not you. And you really muse on it, you focus on it, you kind of meditate on it, and you wake up the next day and you don't feel it anymore. You feel no urge to pee on the dragon. You feel no hatred towards Demirius. You don't feel sickened when you see the kobolds talking about the Dawn Dragon. You wake up feeling fine.
I use that to my advantage, and I come out of my room, and I'm like, I'm me again.
And Reese
I'm
just
running up to
like
people.
wakes up and is just like, Zavid, what the fuck do you mean? You're always you.
I'm me.
And you're like shaking him in his bed.
I run down to Jimothy and I'm like twirling Jimothy around. It's me, Jimothy's like, I don't know why we're celebrating.
Oh, is it Christmas Day, Governor? Do you want me to get the prize goose from the
Yes.
the one in the window that's twice as big as me?
Yes, exactly.
Timothy tears off towards the town.
Amazing.
You know what? This is canon. This is happening. Timothy's tearing off to the town to get the prize goose that's in the butcher shop.
Yeah, I had like a whole ass dream about like 3 ghosts of past, future, and present.
Oh my god, yes.
Yeah, and this was my sort of revelation day. I come out of my little hidey hole. I'm just like, Tiny Tim's alive. Tiny Tim's alive.
He hadn't died.
Tiny Jimothy's alive.
Tiny Jim. Oh my god.
Tiny Jim's
Tiny Jim.
alive.
Tiny Jim. Oh my god.
You're welcome.
Crying.
Good.
I
Love making
so
you
my-
cry.
my plan here is I'm gonna go take the brain jar down to the lab. I'm gonna invite everyone to the lab with me for this interrogation.
Okay.
But before I allow the brain's like speaker thing to turn on or whatever, I'm gonna let everybody know, hey, this volcano. I was looking up art of Urgathoa online last night, and I found art of something called a daughter of Urgathoa, which is exactly what she looks like, and now I'm freaked out a little bit. So let's be very careful.
Okay, of course. Duh.
Yeah. The
You
daughters
don't
of
know what
Urgathoa are
online
hideous.
means, probably.
On the crystal. On the ley lines.
Ah.
Yeah. On the ley lines. The online. There you go.
I was just surprised. I was looking up art of Urgathoa, and then I saw Ilkana. I was like, "Excuse me," and I saw it's like a daughter of Urgathoa. They're
Yeah,
like
yeah.
a kind of art. I was like, "That's super cool."
Yep. Technically, Ilkana is Pathfinder canon, but that art of her is not what she actually looks like. Yeah, that is a daughter of Urgathoa, technically. But I think she is a daughter of Urgathoa. Like, she's like the queen of them or something. There you go.
Yeah,
I have
that
put
makes sense to
her
me.
brain on the table in front of you.
Very cool. Very cool.
Oh yeah, and I could share that because it's amazing. And you guys worked so hard to get it.
Hell yeah.
So, for anyone who does not know, this is what Ilkana Alinor, the White Mother of Isker, looked like in Unlife. She was a banshee queen and a necromancer who tortured Danny's brother Eredril for 100 years. This
Wait, hold on.
is what.
I have to refresh the page so she can show up. She needs a proper entrance.
I got you.
So
Yeah, it's a pretty great picture.
there we go.
But then after the procedure, after creating the brain jar and removing her brain from her magically preserved head, she is now a floating blue brain inside a vat of liquid, connected by wires and a teeny little speaker.
We could surround her by kids who are all going, haha, blue brain, and just torture her
That's-
for eternity.
That's her
That'd be
and the
amazing.
kobolds. Let's be real.
Mm-hmm. So you present the brain and the brain jar. It's muted, so she doesn't hear anything you're saying at the moment.
Yeah, it's deafened. I've got it deafened right now. So we need to be very careful. She will try to drive a wedge between us or whatever. However she can make it so that we question our own path, our own gods, question each other. That's all she has, is her mind, but she was no fool, so let's all be a team here and work together to make sure she does not get under our skin.
Also, what skill do you want Reese to have?
How about intimidation?
Okay, let me see what I have in that already. Let me see notes, inventory, abilities, skills. Intimidation, I'm already trained, so I don't need to train
Like
for
there's
that.
there's a lot of cool
What,
versions
actually,
of that art.
you know what? Let's do it in deception.
Deception, huh? All right.
Yeah,
Cool.
I feel like that'll be good against her.
For sure. Were you able to give yourself that, or do you
Yep.
need me to do it?
Nope, I got
Okay,
it.
you got it? Cool, cool. Did you undo the crafting from... Yes, you did. Cool.
Yep.
All right. So, I think you said, Zavid, you were going to try using a Zone of Truth. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
I forgot what the spell does. I assume it makes them speak the truth. If they fail, they're safe.
I believe so. Let me pull it up. Zone of Truth. I'll drop it in the chat here so everyone else can read it as well. There you go. 30-foot, 20-foot burst, will save, lasts 10 minutes. You designate an area in which creatures are compelled to speak only truth. Creatures within or entering the area have difficulty lying. Each potentially affected creature must attempt a will save when the spell is cast or when the creature first enters the area. It uses the result of the initial save. If it leaves and re-enters the area, affected creatures are aware of this enchantment. Therefore, they can avoid answering questions to which they would normally respond with a lie, or they can be evasive as long as they remain within the boundaries of the truth. Critical success is the target is unaffected. Success is the target takes a -2/6 penalty to deception checks. Failure is the target can't speak any deliberate and intentional lies, and it takes -2 status to deception checks. And a critical failure, the target can't speak any deliberate and intentional lies, and takes a -4 status penalty check to deception checks.
Cool.
And I do have, actually, I forgot I have stats for her as a brain thing. Kane Eleanor's brain. So let me drop that on the table here. There she is.
Yeah.
This bitch.
This bitch. She's the worst, like for real. So, all right. Do you cast that, Zavid?
I cast that.
All right. How does it look when you cast this?
There's a silence that falls over the area, the emanation. And the shadows get darker. Like almost like from the corner of your eyes, every shadow looks like there's smoke, like a black wisps are coming from them as the colors begin. Like it's almost like someone's turning the contrast up. And as he speaks the words of the spell, ethereal, ghostly chains, they start to wrap around everybody in the area. And contact with the chains, it makes it sound... I guess if it's just on her, yeah, over here, then it's literally just on the thing. But if you were to step in, the chains would sort of... They don't impede your movement, but they just... It's like Wonder Woman's lasso of truth sort of effect, right? And that's what that looks like.
Neat.
Are any of you choosing to step within the zone of truth as he casts this? You are welcome to do so or not.
Yeah, Reese will.
Yeah, so Reese will be within the zone of truth. So Reese, anyone else?
Yeah, let's do it.
So all of
Sure.
you are going to compel yourselves to tell the truth? Interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
okay.
mean,
bonding exercise.
honestly,
I'm very intrigued. I want
This
so,
this is a dumb decision,
Reese
but I
is
want to see if I
great
can
at
resist it.
lying.
so what is your DC there, Zavid? It's like 29 or 30, something like that. Actions, cantrips, cleric. Your DC's 31.
Damn,
Higher
31.
than-
All
higher than I
right.
thought. So everyone please give me a will save, DC 31.
Okay. DC, we'll save.
Mm-mm.
Ooh.
Yeah, Reese is fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. Reese is fine. Con, you failed. And Zavid is fine. So Con, you're the only one who failed. You cannot tell any deliberate lies as long as you're standing there. You could take
Yeah.
a step back and be fine, but I'm not going to tell you what Ilkana got.
That's fair.
So you have cast the spell and her brain jar is within it. That is all you know.
I undeafen it, unmute it. Ilkana.
You again. What torment is this for today?
I'm sorry that I made fun of you and called you a blue brain. But you know that I'm not keeping you alive just to torture you. You lived a long life. You accomplished a lot of great things in your life, as far as a necromancer goes. It'd be a shame to have all that go to waste. So, why don't we start from the beginning? Why Urgathoa? What made you follow such a goddess?
What use is this information to you?
Well, I don't know yet until I have that information, but we will see.
The priestessry of Urgathoa exists to lay people to rest. I buried dead.
And you raised the dead.
Yes.
I want the truth here. What benefits did you experience while being under the influence of Urgathoa?
Her powers are tempting. Magics and knowledge.
Okay, I see that you're very, very forthcoming, so thank you for that. And I'm clearly like being dishonest with that.
Yeah.
It's sarcasm in the zone truth, so she knows that I'm not affected. You know, I get the sense that you don't like me very much, Ilkena. Is that accurate to say?
The most accurate thing you have said thus far.
Well, I wish I could say the same about you. I feel like we might have just got off on the wrong foot, you know? I'm serving my god, you're serving yours. Wait, well, you weren't actually. You weren't serving Urgathoa after a point. You're only serving Shalks. Some low-born demon. Pretty embarrassing if you ask me.
Jax offered knowledge that Urgathoa did not.
You knowledge, really? It didn't even tell you why he wanted to release Rovagog.
Urgathoa is not forthcoming either.
Indeed. Seems all of the gods, the patrons that you have taken while walking around have been less than forthcoming. I think that is fair to say, yes?
Yes.
Well, it might be intriguing for you to know that Cabrera and I have been in close contact for and can I willingly say fail the save?
Yeah.
Can I just I let the chains like and like affect me, and then I'll say Cabrera and I have a very open exchange of communication. I know exactly what his plans are. Okay, now I know what he's after, and I'm going to help him achieve that.
Sorry, continue.
Oh yeah, I'm saying that to Urgathoa, and I'm kind of looking at the brain and saying like, you could have had that sort of open line and that understanding, but you didn't look hard enough, is what I'm trying to tell him.
So I want you to roll something, either like diplomacy, because you're not lying, so it's definitely not deception. Yeah, probably diplomacy, but take a +2 from the willingly letting yourself fail the zone of truth save.
Can I get the help action from anyone around me, please?
Yeah,
Yes.
sure. And how would any of you do this?
Well, Reese is still in the zone of truth and isn't like trying to bullshit. So, is there anything with that, that they can help with, like a deception? Because they have deception with them.
Yeah, you could try saying a lie. She can't really see,
Yeah.
so she can't tell that you passed your save.
So, what did Zavid just say?
Zavid just told Elkanah that, well, my god and I, we get along great, and we talk to each other, and I know his plans. I'm gonna help him with them.
I know who you have a crush
Basically, I'm
on.
like
Oh my
dangling it from like,
God.
I've got such a good relationship with
Mhm.
Cabreri.
Yeah.
And so Reese is just gonna be like, yeah, like, seriously? You just chose the wrong gods. Like, I'm sorry, but that was really dumb. Me and mine speak every day. We kind of have like a cat chat. It's a great time. You just chose wrong. And I can't believe, like, you seem like you would have been smarter than that.
Make a humiliation check.
I think, okay, so at Con, do you choose to help? You could try with an intimidation aid if you want to play bad cop.
How do I play bad cop to a brain in a jar?
I built
Easily.
you into this world, I can unbuild you.
Honestly, she has a second lease on life here with
True.
this brain jar, and you could be like, it's only by my mercy that you're even here right now.
Yeah.
I, Eldritch, am really blanking for things to say. I think I'll sit this one out.
Think me
Cool.
nasty thoughts.
No,
Be
no.
evil.
Okay, so take the rather Reese roll a deception.
Yep.
With no minuses because you passed your save.
Mm-hmm. Publicly or in the tower?
Yeah, publicly, please.
Okay.
Okay, you
No,
do
use my
not
hero
aid.
point. No,
Okay.
use my hero point.
Okay. If not, then I'll use mine.
Okay, so
I
roll
just-
again.
Okay, we're good.
Oh, there it is. That is
There we
more
go.
than a critical. So Zavid, you can have 2, and you can guidance for a 3. And I
Plus
think
the 2 I was getting before, right?
yeah, so 5, I guess. If you're using
Yeah.
guidance.
I will use guidance. I need this. I'm not
Diplomacy.
proficient in diplomacy.
Oh no.
Reese's.
Can I use your hero point?
Yeah, go for it, bud.
Oh,
There you
wait,
go.
wait, hold up. Don't you have a thing? What's your thing that like you can use? Don't you have a thing where you can use religion in place of diplomacy, or am I tripping?
For gathering information, yeah.
Oh, okay. So yeah. then go
Well,
ahead.
I guess occultism.
This is
I
a-
am
this-
trying to gather
This is
occultism.
gathering information. Yeah. So use occultism then, or rather,
Okay.
what would a 5 give you with occultism? Let's go there. A
Let's
plus-
see.
A
Plus
5.
9 to.
Yeah, plus 9. No, wait, no. It would be
No.
a
Sorry. 5.
plus
Yeah.
5.
Sorry.
That would be it. Yeah.
It would have been a 25 with my plus 5 on top of it.
Okay.
Now I would still use a hero point though because
Cool.
a 5
Okay.
is bad.
Yeah, go for it then. But
Go
Uh,
for it.
do occultism this time. Add it. You put a plus 5? Yes, you did.
Ooh, nice.
37. Yes, that is a success. You her DC is 33. So you succeed with that. She goes silent for a moment. You kind of hear the crackling of the speaker. This Cabreri offers knowledge freely.
Almost free. I would say once you do your initiation, it's free thereafter. And the initiation, I think, Elkana, I think you would be pretty okay with that. It's very mild compared to some of the things I've heard about you.
I have given much to Shax for very little knowledge. He would have dangled in front of me the knowledge to demonize undead, but never gave it to me.
Then let's make a deal. We are not planning to keep your brain forever. We would like to bring you back in a capacity that allows you to do a bit more than just speak. However, that is going to take us some time, and we haven't figured out how we are going to do this. So, with that in mind, that knowledge for you, I would be willing to answer any question that I'm able to truthfully about what Cabreri knows and has told me. In exchange, you must answer something that I ask truthfully, and not be dodgy with the question. Would you agree to this?
This sounds reasonable. You have been forthright thus far.
What question would you like me to answer?
Why do they want Rovagug released?
As far as Cabri has told me, they believe they can control the rough beast, at least enough to destroy their enemies and then seal it away again. I believe this is our working theory, since we are not in contact with our enemy gods. I think they are going to try to weaponize Rovagug to do a power grab, and I don't think they understand how powerful the rough beast is. I don't think they understand that they will fail, and they will also be undone in this, and we will lose everything as a result. Essentially, hubris.
Hubris. What does Cabreri seek to gain?
Well, as everyone loves to remind him, he is not the only god of ghouls, nor is he even a sort of major deity, more of on the minor side of things. He would like to change that, but if there's no world to rule, how can he exert his power, his influence over anything? So by opposing Nyarlathotep, who is in this alliance with Urgathoa, he might be able to supplant these gods and take their domains for himself in the ensuing battle. And that's true, right? I didn't.
Yeah. That's correct. Yeah. That is, to the best of your knowledge, that is true. That is logical. What do you need to know?
You were tapped in, at least to the operational workings of using the blood of the royal line for this ritual. Were you ever made aware, and if so, you could elaborate, of the locations that this blood would be needed to be used to awaken the Rovagug? And what rituals would be needed in order to actually awaken him?
I have some stuff. 1 second.
Yeah, I figured this would be some deeper stuff.
I just need to find. Okay, here we are. I have a big map of Galarian that I can share real fast here. It's an old one, or at least it looks old. Tell me when that loads. It's rather large.
Ooh.
Okay,
yeah.
did it?
Welcome to
Okay,
Middle
fantastic.
Earth. Okay.
Yeah. So I will show you where you guys are, kind of. Do you see that blue circle?
Yep.
Yes.
That's Druma. The green circle is Belkson, where you were last season. Purple is Assyrian. So
I think the blue is Isker.
is that Isker?
Druma's right next to there, yeah.
Oh yeah. You're right. That's Isker. That's where you found.
This is Ilkana's area.
Yeah, that's
here.
Ilkana's area. So Ilkana says, "The blood of the Arians is the key. I was never able to figure out how. I believe the secret lies within having all four at once at the pit of Gormuz," which I have circled on the map. "This is the scar in the land where Sarenrae cast the rough beast down. She sliced open a wound in the earth, he was fell, and she closed it with the help of Torag. It left a scar upon the sands.
I see. And was the ritual supposed to happen in close proximity to the pit, or was it actually these geographical locations where we were finding them all?
Yes, at the pit. The Arions were on a pilgrimage to the Everlight Oasis, which is roughly in that area. This is where we struck. We knew not that these children needed to be together. They were lost. I sought to find them. Only was able to keep Eredril. I had my suspicions about the other two, Mythanar and Serenulia, had spies. Never was able to pinpoint them directly.
Very good. This has been very helpful. If you'd like, we may do another exchange of questions. If you have another question I can answer, I will do so to the best of my ability.
What is your plan for me?
To create a body that you may be able to use to assist me. However, it is not built yet. We have not even begun that process. We're still figuring that out.
I see. This is a better existence than what I have. Very well. I accept.
What, if anything, do you know of the dangers that lie in Osirian, specifically involving any sort of hidden cities or labyrinths or temples? I'm talking about the things that aren't necessarily visible from above the sands, the sort of secrets buried underneath.
There is a hidden city of ghouls beneath an oasis to the southwest at the foothills of the mountains.
I have him writing notes
Okay.
as if he didn't know that.
Yeah.
He's just like, oh, okay.
There is within Shimansek a labyrinth, as you say. Not many know of it, but few escape. It is strange. Tiles move, walls change places. Logic takes a pass. There is one thing I have heard whispers of. The desert lily, a persistent sandstorm in the shape of an elf woman's face. Nomadic tribes fear it. I suspect it has something to do with Serenulia, though I know not what.
This seems like a reasonable assumption. And it travels, this storm. It moves around.
Yes, not predictable, does not follow weather patterns. It is as though it is being controlled.
Do you may not know of the pattern, but do you know if there is one? That it maybe visits the same areas every so many months?
I was never able to assess one.
Okay.
But it
I'll
does
look
not
at-
follow wind patterns. Do not follow the wind.
I'll look at Reese and Khan have just been sort of like watching this interrogation. Be like, do you guys have any questions?
Based off of what she has said, can Reese tell if she's been telling the truth about Assyrian and all that? And just from his knowledge, knowing like if she's really bullshitting us, so he can be like, okay, you mentioned this, but what about this?
Yeah, give me a society check at the tower.
Yeah. Give me one sec. Society. Let me just go back to that. Sorry, I had the big map up, so I've got to close that down.
Gotcha. So many images.
Yeah,
I'm not sorry about it.
don't be.
Okay. You're not sure of what this ghoul city is, but you do know that there is an oasis at the foothills of the footprints of Rovagug. It's called the Kiliktura Oasis, and it is on sorry, forgot to share this. It's on this map.
Okay.
Just to the left of the word footprints. It's called Kiliktura Oasis.
Mhm.
The oasis at the foothills of a mountain sounds like that. So that seems legitimate, but you've never heard of this ghoul city. You have definitely heard of the Desert Lily. Again, it's one of those it's a nomad legend. It's like, the
Kinda like-
chupacabra or something.
It's kind of like how my labyrinth is like a fairy tale to most, but it doesn't actually.
As far as you know, the Desert Lily is just a like a cryptid almost. It's just this traveling storm that has a woman's face or an elf's face in it.
All right. So Reese just goes, "All right, yeah, I know Syrian very well. You speak pretty good truths, but you said something about ghouls. That I have never heard of. And I am from a place that most."
There we go. We thought we lost you.
Okay, no, we're good. All right.
Yeah, repeat whatever you just said.
Yeah, sorry. Internet does that sometimes. So Reese just goes, "I know Assyrian like the back of my hand. Like, even the labyrinth I am very well aware of. But this, you mentioned ghouls. Can you elaborate? Because that's the only thing that isn't really clicking with what you're saying."
Yes. I'm just trying to find. I have so many notes everywhere.
Nope, you're good.
Yes. Beneath the oasis is the city of Menret Noctoria, filled with sentient ghouls. They, were the enemy, as they are friendly to Cabriri. This could be a boon to you.
Are they anywhere on the map?
That is not, but the Kiliktura Oasis is, and it's
Okay.
beneath that.
Beneath which...
This is Cabreri has told
this
me
one.
to search that area for such a city. I know not the exact location, but if we can find allies there, it might be useful to seek out. Though I will warn you two, if you think I'm gross, wait till you go to a city of ghouls and then tell me I'm the gross one.
No. Meet my dad in the city of goblins, and then we'll talk.
Well, we just gotta meet the families. Is that what we're gonna do?
Yeah, pretty much.
Gonna
And
gross
then
off.
Khan's family is going to travel. The circus is going to come into town and be like, Khan!
That would be the best. I have been considering just randomly having them show up somewhere.
That'd be hilarious.
I mean, they have like a justifiable reason for being basically anywhere.
Yeah, they're a traveling circus. They could be legitimately anywhere. Do you have anything else you wanted with Ilkana?
Not for now, personally.
Nope, Reese is all
excuse me,
good.
I don't know about the rest of you.
Yeah, I don't have questions.
Reese
Okay.
just needed a fact check.
Yeah, no, that's good. I think with all of those roles and the role play and everything, you've changed her from hostile to neutral. Where is she? Whoop, wrong thing. Not friendly.
Yeah, just
Neutral.
mildly unfriendly, but mostly neutral.
Yes, mildly unfriendly now. So let's see, get rid of that.
Not besties.
Not besties,
No.
indeed. That is correct.
Don't
I think
we'll be besties soon. I
you'll be
bet.
best too soon. Yeah, as soon as once you give her a new body.
It's when she's stopped getting the kobolds just mocking her for being a brain in a jar.
Blue brain, blue brain.
They're like we put Elkan on a little table, and then they all hold hands and ring around the rosy blue brain, blue.
They do love
Amazing.
chanting. They do love chanting. I think this
I
is
will
the-
not put that idea in their head. I don't want to make an enemy of Ilkana right after we did all this work.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did some pretty good work there with all of that. I think this might be a good time to get a little break.
Yeah.
Everyone okay with that? Yeah, little quick 10. Fabulous.
good.
All right, fantastic.
All
We'll see
right,
everybody in about 10
let
minutes.
me pop
And
that
yep.
screen up. Give
See
me
you shortly.
1 minute to go to the next screen. All right, bye guys.
We're back, everybody. Welcome. Thanks for rejoining us. When last we left off, Lux Et Umbra had interrogated the brain of Ilkana Alenor, the Banshee Queen. They'd gotten quite a lot of useful information out of her, and in turn, given her quite a bit to muse on and think about in her time in this jar. But we're coming back in Shadow Valley, essentially. You've all left the lab, unless you choose to stay down there. But yeah.
We're all gonna get like breakfast or something.
Yes,
Have
it's
brunch.
still
yeah.
fairly early, and it's still fairly early in the day, and Sugar Wanter would be about ready to be serving the lunch for everyone. So, within a few minutes, the kind of chow bell gets rung. You know, the little triangle thing that you see on the Little Home on the Prairie, that kind of thing. And
I
all
grab
the
some
kobolds
utensils
come.
and I start banging them on the on the armchair, like, feed me, feed me.
All of the kobolds eventually do come join Timothy as well. And Sugar Wanter and Bubbles do bring out, it's like a big salad that does have some meats in it, some grilled chicken, but it's got a lot of the Chilexian Reaper peppers in it and a couple of like frost berries, so it's something you kind of need to be careful eating unless you pick around.
Oh my gosh, thank you, Keck, for the reminder. I should put my wig on. I'll be back.
All right, but you've got this sort of spicy but also cool mint chicken salad here, and it's quite good for those who eat veggies and such.
Yeah, I feel like vegetables.
But yeah, you can pick around it. There's meat in it.
Yeah, I'll go for the meat. I think, you know what? I think because of the focus on eating things, he might actually stop for a second, look at the veggies, and take a bite.
Give me a will save.
Make a will save.
This is not an important one. This is not the time to get a nat 20.
We'll see about
I
that.
Okay,
almost got one.
You managed to eat it. It's not what your favorite, but you can kind of tell that it's got different nutrients in it that your body is clearly lacking. This might be a little good for you.
Yeah.
Might get some
Immediately,
fiber.
his gaunt face starts to fill out, like, as he's sitting there.
Yeah, that's weird. You look full today.
Glowing.
Yeah, glowing almost. Yeah.
I didn't know iceberg lettuce had that much missing nutrients.
Yeah, that's
Or
why...
that's malnourished, that it was iceberg lettuce that was what helped me.
Yeah, no, tried. Danny kind of did have a point where you should probably get like the spring mix when you get salads versus iceberg, because you're basically eating water.
Brick says,
Fresh lettuce right from next to the ant shard.
Yeah.
Did I say iceberg? I meant enchard lettuce. So yummy.
but everyone give me nature in the tower real quick.
Okay.
No, I don't call for
Nature.
nature checks very often.
No. Reese is decent-ish at them.
Excuse me.
No.
Khan, you remember immediately that the ant shard is that acorn that Dirge quested for ages and ages ago. It was his initiation into the phasing moon druid circle. It's growing up to the north on the map here, actually. Let me open drawing and then I can circle it here. That right there. It's this big bushy tree, thick trunked, that's been growing up there, and all of the plants in the area have been more lively since he planted that thing. So it makes sense to Yukon that the food you're eating is probably being magically enhanced by the presence of that tree. So that's why it's probably partially why these kobolds have gotten so strong lately.
Ah.
You had a really good roll. Yes, you realize all of that about once Brick mentions lettuce grown right next to the ant shard.
I take it that the that the food that is grown here was vastly different from before we brought it to Shadow Valley, right?
Oh yes, this area was mostly dead rock. I mean, if you look to the south and the east, you can still see the sheer mountainside is pretty much dead. Up where the inch shard is was just a gravel pit.
And now look at this place.
It's luscious and green, even in this early weather.
Also, I didn't notice the placement of everybody, but I just have a feeling like Khan is on Reese's head right now. Just hanging out.
I pictured her being on the handrail of the stairs, like chilling out on the banister.
That also
Ah.
works.
What is Khan doing, El?
Yeah.
Pacing while she eats. She has a bad habit of that.
Okay. Yes. Brick says to Zavid,
Speaking of the inch shard, you mentioned that you wanted to try and get in touch with Dirge.
Yes. So Dirge helped me out with the ritual a while ago, and I need his help again for something. He doesn't need to be here for it, but if he could share what he knows about the awakening rituals for objects, animals, things like that.
Oh, awaken! I've heard of that. That's powerful magic.
It is.
Before you all left, he did teach me a way to get a hold of him. I can show you.
All right. I also look at my arm. I'm like, I could have always just Grok. What's his name?
Morks Cunnin Senden.
Morks Cunnin Senden. I should have. I'm like, I'm not cunning enough. I need to wear more blue. And I start to think about how to incorporate more blue into my
The ensemble.
wardrobe and stuff. Yeah. But I'll follow Brick.
Okay. So Brick will kind of lead you out. It's over towards where the ant shard is up to the north. And before, this was very much climb check territory because it was like a sheer cliff rock face. And either of you are welcome to join if you'd like. But at this point, there are so many plants and vines and little footholds and handholds that it's really quite simple to climb up.
Yeah, I slither up to the top.
Yeah, and you don't need a climb check or anything. Let me get rid of that.
Yeah.
But then, is anyone else joining Zavid, or is it just Zavid and Brick?
Reese will join. Reese doesn't
Yeah, why
know
not?
anything, so
Sure. So let me put you on the map here.
Have a little
As
post-meal hike.
Yeah.
y'all are like kind of falling behind, I'm like, I know I have so many downtime activities. I'm so sorry, guys.
look, I'm just here for the ride. Like, I don't know anything about this area, so
Yeah, you really haven't explored much this way to the north yet, Reese, because you haven't been at Shadow Valley very long. Cohen, you've been here before, but it's been quite a long time because this was really Dirge's area. You know, it was kind of his personal Zen meditation place.
Yep.
But after a bit of a hike, you are able to get into this very wooded area with a small glade in the center. You recognize it, Khan. This is where the ant shard is. It's grown vastly larger since you were last here, easily
Wow.
tripling in size. It's magnificent to see. And let's see where it is. Yes. So Brick says,
Yes. Over by Enshard, Dirge and I put a campfire. It is used for ritual speaking, communication. Yes.
So how do I use it?
Well, come, stand around fire.
Okay.
and so he begins to chant in a language you do not understand. It has a lot of sounds like bird whistles in between kind of guttural growls. You can roll a nature or society in the tower to try and recognize this
hell
language.
yeah. Get Reese to do something.
Yeah, as Zavid, I'm gonna elect that he doesn't roll just because I think it's funner for him to think, why is he making birds noises?
Connor, are you rolling anything or just going
Nature Society, you said?
either one? Yeah.
I'll do Society.
Society.
We live in a
We
society.
We
do.
do.
Mhm.
Reese, you've never heard it before, but you've heard of a language called Druidic
Mhm.
that is very naturey.
Yeah.
And this sounds like it might be that. Like you've heard descriptions of it, and this could be it.
Cool.
So Brick is, you know, making all these strange, like sounds of the wind, sounds of the waves, cricket sounds, bird sounds, cat sounds, and it starts to, a cloud covers up top above you. And it gets quite dark for a short moment.
Oh,
And the fire in this campfire in front of you starts to rise higher, flares up, getting to about 4, 5, 6 feet tall. And eventually it starts to turn blue, a deep, translucent blue. And from this tall blue fire, it starts to take the form of a tall orc. A tall orc you recognize,
Well,
with a small beard and a bow staff in his hands, tattoos upon his chest, stands Dirge Mountain Hoof within the fire. He looks to all of you and he says, "Howdy, y'all.
who are you?
Name's Dirge."
this is Reese, a friend of way back when, friend of Danny's who has been accompanying us and helping us with our fight against Rovagog.
Nice to meet you. Great to see
Hey.
you, Con, Zavid.
It's been a
Good to
while,
see
yeah.
you too. Hey, so listen, you can awaken animals and stuff, right?
Well, I've learned it since I've been here with the Hermitage, yes.
I need to know how that ritual works.
You got something in mind there?
So remember when we made Rot Trot? That was good times.
Yeah.
I might want to
Good horse.
use a similar twist of magic on an undead to make it awakened.
Plus minus.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I can help you with that, y'all with that. You see, the important thing about the awakening spell is you have to remove the wildness. People think that you're adding civilized. No, you're subtracting primal. You have to
Interesting.
focus. Yeah, that's the key. It's subtractive, not additive.
Neat.
But now, y'all have to prepare your ingredients right. Yeah, the cycle of the moon has to be right. Can't neglect any of the factors that are the natural factors. And he starts to give you sort of a list of, they're very poetic sounding descriptions of like stand where the water splits in twain and the birds fly from the wolves, that kind of description.
30 days under the light of the full moon, or
yeah. Betwixt the harvest moon, that it's very flowery nature sounding, but you do get the gist of it, knowing rituals as you do, and with a little bit of notes, a little bit of explaining, you are able to get the Awakens ritual written down. So you have that now, but you'll have to make it your own for it to work properly.
Yeah, I gotta tweak it.
Yeah, you have to tweak it. You have the Awaken ritual, which is not helpful in this particular case.
Unless I wanted to awaken a squirrel or something. I
Yeah,
could do
a
that.
squirrel or something, or a tree or something. Yeah, which would be rad.
Okay. I just gotta start awakening everything.
Oh god, David, no! Too much.
Have a whole enchanted castle full of awakened everything.
Yeah, just awaken your broom. What could ever go wrong with that?
Yeah.
You walk in, be our guest, be our guest. Da, da, da. I'm like, hey, I've done a lot of work.
I've been busy. Dirge says, I've learned a lot more about the magical side of being a druid out here at the Hermitage. You all ever need me, you know how to do it. You need me anywhere, I'm there.
Hey, let me try something here. And then, hey, are you getting this call?
And he does the same thing with his hand, his fingers. Oh yeah, reading you loud and clear.
You might have heard of an old orc god, Mork. And who else?
Gork.
Gork! Mork
Yeah.
and Gork! I met the last weird boy.
Oh well, Gork or Mork. Yeah, I've heard tales of them.
Oh
Just
yeah,
whispers,
that's
old
hey, it's
legends.
them who's letting us talk right now.
Well,
Isn't
I'm
that
damned.
sweet? That's like your bloodline heritage, my dude.
I think I need to learn this.
Yeah. Anyway, there's an old man up in Belkson. He's in Wyvern's thing right now. He's advising the orcish leaders there, but he's a weird boy of Gork and Mork. Pay him a visit. Tell him we sent you, and he'll set you up with something like this.
Yeah, I think maybe I will. I think we've just about got the Hermitage rebuilt from Nemia and Ilkana. Hey, whatever happened to that head? I saw you tuck away when
Oh, we
Demirius
took
cut
out
it
the
off.
brain, and now it talks, and now it's gonna help
Oh.
us.
Radical. Okay,
Yeah,
you
we're
gotta
gonna make a
keep me
body for it.
updated.
We're gonna put the brain in it. It's gonna be sweet.
Gotta keep me updated on that. Con,
Okay.
how's Con? Oh, there she
Oh.
is. And he stopped doing this and he points. Hey, Con. He starts talking.
Hi. Oh, it's been so long.
I know. How y'all been? What you been up to?
Oh, traveling the world, becoming heroes, doing brave and noble things.
Getting covered in blood?
You know me.
My mouse. So you kind of have a good time catching up with Dirge. It's been a while. He seems happy. He seems strong. Not just physically, because physically before he was a very strong orc, but just looking at him, you can see that he's grown in power. His spell casting abilities have clearly been honed in the time since he left. But is there anything else I can do for y'all before I get back to my duties?
I mean, for us, no. Other than just say hi to everyone at the Hermitage for us. You
Of
know,
course.
let them know we're thinking about them and we want to. We're gonna save the world. Woo! It's
Yeah,
team effort, team spirit here.
Team Lux Et Umbra.
Hell yeah. You'd be
Yeah,
good,
but-
Dirge.
You keep it together. And with that, the fire goes back to orange and it fizzles down and gets back to the size of a regular campfire once more. And the clouds move across away from the sun and it becomes bright in the middle of since it is the middle of the day once more.
Oh, that was pretty fucking wild. All right, I gotta tweak this stuff. Hopefully, I can get that ghoul of mine to be a more proper assistant, and they can sort of help the kobolds attend to things, at least in the basement.
Hopefully so.
All right, so I'm going to move you guys back to the Shadow Valley map here.
Okay, I'll close this
Dude,
one
and
out.
then this one. Yeah, you can close out the Dirge's Glade, and we're done with that one.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. So, as you're kind of having this conversation, saying how it was nice to catch up with Dirge and such, you get back to about the top there, and you see just across on the other side of the fence, two small figures, and you hear kind of a small voice coming from the other side. And you see them waving, saying,
Hail, Lux Et Umbra. We seek your aid.
Well, let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go see.
Yeah.
So-
There's like a little peephole, and
wait.
it opens up, and my eyes in there, and I'm looking.
I'll do those there. So what you see is two halfling women. One has curly brown hair and a traveler's cloak and a nice dress. The other is clearly a farmer with overalls and carries a garden hoe as kind of a walking stick. The one with the curly hair and the hood speaks up first. She says,
Hello there. My name is Layla Willow Blossom. This is my wife, Rosemary. We own the new clocksmith in town, Rosemary and Time. We moved into Etrin's Folly recently from Messarius and Cheliax.
Do you know parsley and sage?
Oh, they're my third cousins on my mother's sister's side.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. I heard about those cousins, parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme. Like, people like going to Scarborough Fair sometimes, and you guys all meet there.
Something like that.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. I know about the lays of the land. You guys are infamous.
But anyway, we've been told that this is where Lux Et Umbra resides.
No, that is us.
Speaking.
Well, we'd heard that all of you have are a lot of abilities and are able to help people. Is this true?
Yeah.
Able to and willing to are two different things. What do you have for us?
Oh well, my brother Dongus and his son Willamar moved into a nearby town recently as well. But I'm afraid that my nephew might be running with a bit of a bad crowd. A group of thieves and hoodlums, pickpockets mainly. They
Some
seem to think,
ruffians.
yeah, so,
Brigands.
but they're still young boys. You know, they aren't really adults, but they're bad influences, little roustabouts, you could say. Um, they seem to think they're the up and coming thieves guild in the area. I'd overheard Willamar bragging that he could break into my shop and steal one of my clocks for them to fence for money. I don't care about the clock. It's not about that. I'd give it to him happily if he asked, but all I want is for him to fail, but not just fail.
And Rosemary kind of tucks in, and she seems excited. And she says,
We really want to embarrass him, not hurt him. We just want him to really embarrass himself in front of all of his friends, so that he doesn't want to do anything like this again. Could you help us? We could give you access to the shop, access to the farm, anywhere you want. Just don't hurt him.
Oh yeah.
I look at you two. I'm like, this is for you. I'm sitting this one out.
You are not sitting anything. You're joining us. But
No, the last thing I need from my public image is creepy, stretching man harassing youth in town. Like, that is the last thing I need for me.
you know, some people really adore stretchy, meat-loving men. You never know. But
Very
you
weird
can
thing to say, but okay.
look. You never know. I think you're too hard on yourself, Savid.
Yeah, and you know something
I'll-
about hard on Reese.
I will watch, I suppose.
Reese
And
winks.
if you need assistance, I'll assist. But I'm gonna leave this to you two to spearhead this plan.
Oh, wonderful. Well, if you want, we can show you around the properties. You could get an idea of what you might want to do.
Oh, absolutely yes. Let's go. Let's go,
Fantastic.
gamers.
So they take you into town, and it's not a long walk. It's just north and across a bit of a river from the main. Well, let me show you the map. I can pull up the map.
Yeah, pull them in.
Plaguestone map here. So your base is up in that direction. That's where Shadow Valley is, over into the northeast. And so they take you to this little bit of forest right here, which Khan, you recognize actually as the little area where bushels of rosemary grow. You may remember there was a bear sleeping here when you were like level 1 that you had to sneak in and sneak and grab the rosemary from next to the bear. So Rosemary and Layla here have both moved into that area where that rosemary was growing.
Gosh, I remember when Khan could get one shot by bears, and now here she is.
Wow,
Yeah.
how far you've come.
Yeah, that was a scary bear. But yeah, they
very
lead you up-
scary.
Very scary.
Very scary.
They lead you up a little bit north to their place. And, I forgot to put you guys on
Wow,
it.
that's is this a big map? Or
It's not huge.
okay. Well,
It's all
That's
it's
not
all
huge.
a void, a black void right now.
yeah, that's
Oh,
why.
is it?
Yeah.
Let me. Is that better?
Yep, that
Yes.
is so
Okay,
much
okay.
better.
I had some stuff hidden, but I'll just get rid of it.
Oh.
So
Oh.
so
There
they
goes everything.
Yes, they bring you here to and cross the river. There's a nice little footbridge that's been built. Off to the west, you see a small tilled soil area where that's clearly where Rosemary does her farming. There's a small barn with some sheep and pigs, but the main building here is the house. It's a just one story built into the side of the hill here, and it has a basement. And they both say,
well, just come on in. I'm sure there's plenty of ways in that you'd be able to think of that we don't know of, but just come on in.
And they kind of climb up the side here, and or not climb up the side. There's a side door or a back door here-ish that brings you in.
And this is the main floor. This is the shop area. We sell just I build and sell clocks. The custom cuckoo clocks or just regular clocks. This is my tinker trade. And that's why I named this place Rosemary and Time, my two favorite things.
Thank you. I was very proud of that.
Adorable.
So,
Damn it, I'm endeared.
yes, I was trying really hard to make these NPCs as cute as possible.
They're pretty adorable.
Thank you. And she says,
But yeah, feel free to have a look around. There's a basement downstairs. That's where I build all of the clocks. There's a chimney flue. There's actually a lot of heat ducts. I like to build the custom heating elements, so you could probably even climb through those if you wanted to.
Okay.
So yeah, you're free to
I should,
look around and kind of bubble up a plan at this.
Yeah.
I'm essentially okay. So out of game, here's what's happening. You're gonna Home Alone this shit. You're gonna sneak around up in the rafters, sneak around through everywhere. You don't want these people to see you. You don't want these kids to know you're here. You just want to make this kid fail and embarrass himself in front of his friends.
Okay.
Home Alone. Think Home Alone.
I have Home Alone meets Parent Trap, but 1960s Parent Trap, where they have the thing, because you said bear, and as soon as you said bear, I'm just thinking about how they made the trap with the string and everything, and the honey on Vicky's toes, so the baby bears would just be licking. So
Oh, God.
I think like if we do some form of like string trap,
It's all
like-
about snares.
I
yeah,
was gonna say I have snare crafting.
do some snare crafting stuff and use some like honey to lure out some of the bears. So they're harmless. Like it'll be like baby bear stuff, but then like the bears can just like be there and scare the shit out of the kids because it's a bear in general.
There is canonically bears literally right here.
I know.
In this area. So
You just said, so I'm like,
you could absolutely have bears involved in your plan somehow. They canonically are right here.
so
I like to think that that Khan like takes out her big bag of alchemical supplies and like is tossing deadly poisons out of the way, and then pulls out her prank bag
yeah,
full of all the practical joke supplies.
a rubber chicken, a whoopee cushion.
There are so many really easy, like cheap snares I can make, and I have quick snare crafter or whatever, or snare genius. So I can make them in 3 actions.
Oh my god, amazing! Yes.
That's
so
awesome.
So here's what I'd
And
like
yeah,
to
you
make.
have her entire workshop is in the basement, that northeastern kind of building. That's actually the basement. That's not a separate building.
Okay.
Here's a couple easy ones that wouldn't hurt the kids. That would be great. I'm gonna share them in the Discord. Okay.
okay.
First, we have a tripping snare, right? So this is a DC 20 reflex save. You can create it to trip a large or larger creature if you'd like, by setting them up. It's like a 5-foot square, but you can like make it a 10-foot square. You can like basically extend it by making it twice. And then we've got a torrent snare, and what this is it buckets of water, or I don't know, paint buckets, I don't know,
Yeah.
essentially rain down on a medium or smaller creature in the snare square,
Okay, but both.
and
So
it becomes slippery terrain.
okay, so going back to Parent Trap. Okay, stay
Okay.
with me here.
Last one is hampering snare, where you put sticky goo on the ground and they can't move.
Okay,
Sorry, that's the last thing.
so going back to Parent Trap 1960 something, all of those things are one of the pranks that gets put on in the beginning that they revisit with Vicky in the end, where there are buckets of icky shit that fall down triggered by the snare traps, essentially, and buckets of water and stuff. So the floor gets kind of gross or wet or whatever we want to do. And then we can also, based on whatever the one regular snare is, can trigger the other snares.
I like the way you think.
Yeah, so imagine
I'll
Reese
build
is
the
explaining
snares.
this.
You place them where you want. All right.
Yeah.
Because I know how to build them. I just, it seems you have this masterfully painted image in your head of how this is going to work. So I'm gonna follow your lead.
Oh, I do. My father's labyrinth has taught me quite a few things. And that's where Reese is pulling the ideas from. Elliot's pulling from 1964 Parent Trap.
Mm-hmm. So I have like lots of traps and everything pulled up. So, and I have stats for like all of their saves and everything. So essentially, just come up with a specific. What are you gonna do? Like, are you gonna be hiding in a box? Are you gonna like what's gonna be happening here?
I think we should. Events are good, but we should have Savid, especially an event, so he could do some cackling or something that like sounds really scary. Spook him too.
I'll do that. Sure.
Yeah.
All right.
Con, what do you want to do?
Yeah, you have your bag of tricks.
Yeah. Um. I like the idea of sound-based traps, like in the sense of if they try to pick something up, maybe a whole like Rube Goldberg machine goes through and like what's a funny noise? What's a funny noise?
Ooga
I don't
horns
know.
from old-fashioned car horns.
Exactly. Yeah. It'll end with like a horn honking very loudly and
I-
harmlessly.
You could do that
Or
like in the
chicken
basement.
squawking.
There's
Yeah.
enough, like, or you have you're surrounded by cuckoo clocks. You
Yeah.
could just make them all go off at once.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how, but Conwood, she's a crafting genius.
Yes.
Yeah. So you want to make like a sonic trap?
Yeah. Pretty
Okay.
much.
So Layla tells you that she knows that what they're after is the green cuckoo clock in the basement.
Mhm.
If you look on the map, again, the basement is that chunk to the top right. It's in the top right corner of that. It's a little green one on the
Okay,
floor.
gotcha.
So essentially, that's the target. So yeah, if you want to trap that specifically with some kind of either makes a horn go off or makes all the clocks that are in that room go off.
Mhm.
If you want to do that, give me a crafty check publicly, and anyone else can help if you want. I assume Zavid would probably help.
Sure. Hold on
So
one sec.
Zavid crafting first.
Reese is back to +3,
Yeah,
so no.
yeah, you're back to not good at crafting.
Let's see. Crafting. In the tower.
Oh, it could have been public. It was a crit. You got a 35, so Con take a 2 on your crafting,
Woohoo!
and if Zavid gives guidance, you can have 3.
I'll get
I
the
just
cat
assume you're
back.
always giving guidance unless you're in combat.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
For
in the tower
skill
or
checks.
public?
Public, please.
Peanut.
Ooh, baby.
I want you to describe this Rube Goldberg machine. You made it. Whatever it is you made it.
I think
43.
Khan is going to attach a bunch of really, really thin threads all around the base of the clock, so that if it's picked up, that'll pull the cords tense, and Khan will have connected them into all of the clocks in the workshop. There, whatever the mechanism is, that it's like, oop, it's the hour, it's time for bird.
Okay, wonderful. Yes, you're able to. Essentially, you take one long string and you wrap it around left and right. You grab hooks on the walls, and it's wrapped around this cuckoo clock. And you wrap it around each individual hand, minute hand, around every single clock. and you ahead of time had set them all to 1 minute to midnight,
Mhm.
and so that if that gets pulled tight, that the string pulls the minute hand 1 minute, and it hits midnight, and each of them should chime 12 times.
Ingenious.
Yes, Khan is
Devious.
a master at this. So that's what Khan did. What do Zavid and Reese do for traps?
Reese is the one that's setting them up.
That's true. So where are you putting the ones that Zavid is making? Yeah, Zavid, what are you making? Reese, where are you putting them?
Yeah, tell me what you're
I
making.
can. They're
Sabine.
all cheap enough that I can make any of the ones that I just listed to you. So whatever you need made, just tell me, and then
Reese wants
Zavid will
them
make
all.
them.
Reese wants them
Snare,
all.
torrent snare, hammering
One of
snare?
each.
One of each.
All right.
Cool.
Zavid will set them up wherever you need them.
Okay,
All
so
right,
let me
perfect.
What was the first one? Trip snare?
I believe, yeah, there's a trip snare, a hampering snare, and a torn snare. Hampering snare, all it does is create a spot of difficult terrain. And then the trip snare and the torrent snare both require saving throws to try to like dodge out of the way. They're reflex saves, but
Okay.
they don't harm. They just either make a spot slippery or make them fall prone.
Okay,
Okay.
perfect. So yeah, so for what that looks like, I put the visuals in Discord, because this is literally what I'm thinking. This is essentially what the room is going to look like for.
Oh
so,
God.
Oh
Yes.
yes.
That's
So
exactly it.
this is exactly it. And the thing is, for everyone else who doesn't know, essentially in this room area, and I'm gonna actually pull that up on the map. Hold on, let me go over. It's the green, right?
Yes, the green in the top right corner
Okay, so honestly,
of the basement.
Of the basement. Okay. So imagine all like very, of course, not to harm or anything to the damage any of the clocks. But what Reese does is he takes the first traps, which are essentially like strings, places them strategically from corner to corner, and then uses the other trap that would also need a dodge save. That's like the liquid or whatever the heck it is, that makes floors wet or sticky or whatever. Basically, if they fail that one snare, the second snare triggers off of it, and that's when things get nasty. And then what did that third trap do?
Trip snare, torrent snare, hampering snare.
Hampering creates difficult terrain because it's
Yeah.
sticky goo. It's hard to move
Okay.
through.
Okay, so no matter what though, it'll be slow. As soon as they enter the room, it'll be like a tripwire almost, that the stickiness will seep through the floor and like rise up.
So is that like at the top of the stairs?
Yeah.
Okay, so let me draw a line at the top of the stairs. So like here?
Wait, I think am I in the wrong area? The
Okay.
corner right?
So this is the target.
Okay,
That's
yes,
the cuckoo
yes.
clock.
Okay.
That is the target.
Yes.
This is the top of the stairs that leads to the basement. That big blind I just drew.
I don't see it.
Zoom out. Big black line just south of Con.
South of Con. Oh, yes. Okay. Sorry.
That's the top of the stairs.
Okay, that is the top of the
Yep.
stairs. Okay, yes. Then yes, that is correct.
Clear drawing. Not what I wanted to do. Okay, God. Okay, there we go. So I'm gonna put a black line here to indicate that that's a tripwire. And I'll
Mhm.
even put TW so that everyone knows that that is a tripwire.
Excellent.
Okay. So where are you putting the other two? So that is the one for the slippery one. Is that correct?
Yeah, so that gets automatically triggered. That's one that you can't like dodge
Yeah,
roll out of the
okay.
way. And
Okay,
then
cool.
okay, so that gets automatically triggered. You can't dodge
Got it.
that. But as soon as they enter the room is when they have to try and dodge that first trap, which is like all of like the string wire and stuff. They basically have to like Mission Impossible it, so they
I
don't
see.
trigger the second trap, which makes things
So
like wet.
here in the basement?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
there?
that's like literally the entrance of that. Yeah.
All right, cool. So that. Whoa. I don't know. Okay, there we go. So that is the trip snore.
Mhm.
Trip snare goes right there. And then where does the hampering snare go? This is the one with the difficult terrain.
Yes. That I thought. Wait, I thought that one was the one that triggers at the top of the stairs.
Oh, is that the top of the stairs one?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's
then,
hampering snare.
Yeah, that's the hampering snare. Sorry.
Okay, then where is the... Oh, okay, need to leave it.
Sorry, there's
Leave
3
drawing
different
book.
snares. I'm getting
No, no
mixed
problem.
up.
Then where's the torrent snare?
Which one does that do again?
That's
Paint buckets.
Paint buckets?
paint buckets, yeah.
Okay, so that one is the one that gets triggered if the first snare, that like with the Mission Impossible stuff, wherever they go, they are going to get covered with the paint buckets essentially.
Gotcha. All right.
So
trip
they
snares
need
at the top.
to dodge the one so they can dodge the other.
Gotcha. Okay. So hampering, torrent. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Cool. I think I figured this out now. So yeah, is there any more planning and scheming? Is there any more you want to do? Spells you want to prepare? That kind of thing.
I don't do
This is the
spells,
time to get creative, but
so-
not deadly.
Reese is good. Reese is more than okay. He's kind of cackling a little.
Maybe it's very classic, but maybe as a consequence of them like getting the paint poured on them, we can have a secondary trap that just pours a bunch of feathers onto them.
Oh my god, yes.
Yes. Oh,
Oh,
I was
that
just
is
thinking, who's gonna
classic.
suggest the
That's-
feathers? It won't
that
be me.
Classic. That's
Is
classic.
also
yeah.
part of Parent Trap, so yes, do it.
Yeah, feathers. That's classic. Okay,
Yes.
so yeah, this is a farm. You're easily able to. Rosemary has. I've got lots of chickens out in the yard, so I'll go get you some feathers. And she runs and gathers up a big armload. And she comes in. You can barely see her. You just see her feet under this big pile of feathers, and she hands them to you. You're able to put them in like a big barrel. And get that set. Where do you want to put the feathers? Just above the paint trap as well?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's lovely. Let me. All right. So, Layla and Rosemary, they after this is all kind of set up, Layla says,
Well, they're expected. I'm expecting them to come tonight. We're gonna go over to the tavern, so we'll be out of your hair. Don't worry about us. Is there anything else you need from us?
I don't believe so.
What are the names of all the boys?
Oh, yes, of course.
"I have them," because of course I do.
They're kind of a band of hoodlums, so we don't know their real names other than Willamar, that's my nephew. But the other ones go by Red, the Legs, and their leader calls himself Tip Toppin' Hat.
Okay, thank you very much.
Of course. Well, let's get out, Rose.
And so Layla and Rosemary run out and across the bridge to go to the tavern. So I'm going to change to. Oh, I should do that. Did that change the time
Should
of day?
I,
Yep.
Okay.
should I perhaps prepare Admonishing Ray? A ray of
What's
energy
that?
bludgeons your target into submission without causing lasting harm. When you cast a spell, you choose whether the ray feels like a strong punch or a slap.
Oh yeah.
Make a spell attack roll, deals 2d6 bludgeoning damage. It doesn't say that it's non-lethal, even though it does
I
say
would
without-
interpret that as non-lethal.
Oh, actually, it has the tag. It says non-lethal
Oh, does
on
it?
there.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
wouldn't, because that would interpret it as that. But yeah, you
But
can absolutely
essentially,
prepare that.
if one of them decides to get a little rowdy, they're
Mhm.
like, "You wimp! You're not gonna do what we tell you to." Right? You know, maybe just
Mhm.
whoosh, go home to your mother.
Right. Okay, so you can choose your hiding places now. I want all of you to roll me stealth checks in the tower individually. Or I guess, Zavid, if you want, you can use Reese's thing if you stay within 30 feet of Reese.
Oh yeah.
I want to hide in the most crack in the wall, thin type of squeeze my body in.
Then
I want to
I'll-
be able
okay.
to do somatic and verbal components, but I don't need to be. I want to be somewhere where it wouldn't look like anyone would want to hide there because
You'd be like a
no one
boogeyman
could.
anyway.
Then give me an acrobatics check because you have all those weird feats instead of stealth
Yeah.
in the tower.
Give me an acrobatics check because you're weird. All right.
You do. You have those like weird Gumby feats. Okay. And then con stealth in tower, please.
Aye, aye.
Aye, aye, aye. Okay. Where do all of you choose to hide? You can basically place yourselves where you want.
All right. They're going to go in the basement, right? So that's where
That's
I
the
want to
goal.
be.
Yeah.
Yeah, Reese wants to see his work pay off.
I will hide. What is this? Is this a conveyor belt thing?
Yeah, in the center, it's like a conveyor belt, where she kind of works on the cuckoo clocks. Takes different. They're different, like spot locate. That's what I'm looking for. Different stations.
Is there like a big grandfather clock down here?
Oh, sure, absolutely. Let's say I'll circle it. Let's go with this one right here. Is a very tall clock. It's 6-7 feet tall.
I squeeze into the interior of this clock.
Yes, I love
Oh,
that.
and
Okay.
Reese is going to be on top of the clock.
Like kind of hiding in the shadows above the clock.
Yes.
Cool, I'm down
Yeah.
with that.
Getting a good
Uh,
vantage point from the
Mm.
everywhere.
Yeah, I don't think I'll be in the basement. I
Okay.
think I'll be lurking around, trying to see what point of infiltration they choose, so that I could like kick furniture into their way or topple things.
Sure. Okay. Yeah.
I'll be a
so
poltergeist.
yeah. So pick your location.
A
Um,
radagast.
There's a chimney. There's lots of boxes. There's shelves. There's yeah, all kinds of places.
Yeah, I'll
And you're
dive
small.
I'm also going to bring out Wisp. Wisp.
Ah,
Yes.
We're about to do some mischief here.
Mischief.
and you see it doing this with two of its front legs.
The goal is for one of the boys. What is the boy's name?
Willamar.
Willamar.
He will be a halfling.
Halfling boy Willamar is fallen in with a crowd of rowdy boys and doing some things his parents wish him not to do. So our goal is to scare him, but we also want to embarrass the other boys. We want the boys to feel humiliated, like what they're doing is very silly and stupid, so that they choose a different path. And that means we're going to make this place haunted. And by that, they cannot see you in the ethereal plane or when you're invisible, which means you have a very big advantage to scare them at an opportune moment.
Yes. Fun mischief. Fun.
So I'm not going to tell you how to do it. I'm going to let you decide when and where to scare, but just they need to get down to the basement, and that we need to sort of you'll hear my voice. When you hear I sort of try to banish them, get them out of here as they're leaving, that's the best time to try and scare them, okay?
Yes. We'll scare the boys. Possessed. Stay invisible.
And Wisp starts to almost strobe light in and out of the material and ethereal plane.
I like bringing him in on this. This is gonna
Yeah.
be fun.
I was hoping this was going to be a fun one. So yeah, you kind of, if everyone is, or where should Wisp stay? Because I know you said you're kind of leaving it up to Wisp to know
On
when
the
to-
stairways, as
On
they're
the
going
stair-
up the stairs, when they start to run in a panic, I want
okay.
Wisp to show up. You
Cool.
know.
So I will put Wisp there at the top of those stairs. How about that? So Wisp is kind of
Yeah.
up in this corner, like up on the ceiling in that corner, just hiding there on the wall, stuck there in the ethereal plane. So fully invisible. Yeah, does that work?
Yes,
I
that
love
sounds great.
And then Con, sorry, I think I missed. Where did you say you were hiding?
Oh, I'm gonna be like under the counter.
Okay, great. So I have everyone's roles. Wonderful. So you all take your places, and this has been an all-day process, setting up this kind of Rube Goldberg machine and all these weird traps. So it's kind of dark out now. Are you able to see the nighttime?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, great. So eventually, you do hear voices coming from the north. Con, you hear it. And eventually you do see a group of 4 boys coming out from the north. And do you see them on the map? They should just be little squares at the very north.
The very north. Let me scroll over. Yes, I see them.
Okay, so Con, give me a perception check in the tower, please.
Perception.
Okay. So you see them, and they are clearly 4 young boys. They're very short. They're not muscly. They're boys. These are very much not men. But they're kind of jibing at each other. Yeah, what you yeah. You can't really understand anything they're saying, but you do see that the one on the far left is quite short, but he has stark red hair and a brown cap and a red jacket on. The one just to the right of him, who's kind of given him the most lip, is taller than the rest of the boys. He wears a long trench coat that's far too long for him. His shoes are untied. He has a tiny top hat and a large bow tie. But he's clearly the largest of the group. To the right of him is kind of a shabby-looking halfling boy who is oddly wearing boots, you notice, which is a strange thing for a halfling. And on the far right is a gangly looking boy with pants that are far too short for him, with a cap that is also too large for his head. But these are who you see coming towards you as you kind of peek out the windows of the clocksmith.
Good lord. I'm just looking at some of the spells I have to help me with this, and there's some that I'm like, oh, this would be fun. Like, deafness. That's cool. And I look at critical fail, becomes deaf permanently. I was like, no. I don't want to give them a permanent disability. That seems a little too evil.
That's hysterical. Ugh. So, yeah, they are, since it's much easier, I'm just going to make them all walk as a unit. It's just far simpler that way. They do come up eventually to here. And give me another perception check, Con. Or do you reevaluate where you're at, because you know the front door is locked?
Yeah.
So you know for a moment unless they literally kick down the door, you're probably safe to move out from where you're at if you choose to.
Where's the stairs to the basement?
Just to the south of you. I'll circle them. They are here. So the tripwire is that north-south line I just drew.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so they are coming in the front door, essentially.
I'm gonna dart under the table.
Okay. Throw me a stealth in the tower, please.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Big money, no whammies.
Yeah, right. Okay, so you hear them, you can kind of hear them talking now. And you hear one of them go, "Yeah, well, all right, twerp. This is your first time? You're the one who has to pop the lock. You brought us here. Let's see it." And he kind of takes a step back and he says, "Red, legs, let's go." And they both take a step back as well. Yeah, let's go. Yeah, do it. So Willamar kind of goes up. He's a very small, timid little boy, and he pulls out a small, what you recognize immediately as a rudimentary lockpick set.
Mm-hmm.
And he begins attempting, and we'll see what happens here. And he fails his first attempt. He breaks the first lockpick. Oh, no. And he said, yeah, I knew you would never be able to get it. They're just ripping on him for it. And I'll get it this time. And he tries again. Pulls out a second lockpick. That snaps even faster. And he's really getting kind of frazzled at this point. But he picks up his third one, and he tries again. And he kind of takes a breath, and he slowly works at it. And he said, "Can you just turn the handle? I think I got it." And Legs and Red look to Tip Top and Hat, and he says, "Yeah." So Red runs over and turns the knob, and with that aid, they're able to open the door. So Con, in front of you see that the door opens up. And they said, "I told you I could get it." And Willamar kind of takes a step in as they slowly fall behind. As far as you're aware, they are unaware of your presence, Con.
Gotcha.
And,
I'll stay here. I'll observe.
They say, "Yeah, all right. Well, so where's this valuable clock?" He says, "Oh, they keep it in the basement." So, they say, "Yeah, well, lead on." So again, it's just there we go. So Willamar is kind of hiking down this hall, and there we go. Move all of them a little closer, and he gets to the end of the hall, and says, "Hey, it should just be down here." And they said, "Well, lead on, twerp." So he is going to have to hit this tripwire, correct? This is the
Yep.
trip snare at the top of the stairs. All right, so that is a DC 20 reflex save, and he's not great at those. He made it by 1. He rolled a nat 16. So
Wow. Good job, dude.
Willamar is alone, so that is a fully different roll than the other boys. Willamar somehow manages to just step over it. Sheer dumb luck. He
Good
did
for
not see
him.
it.
I'm
He
happy.
didn't see it.
He's the
at
one who
all.
needs to not see it.
Yep, it was full sheer dumb luck that so I'm just going to put him at the top of these stairs for now. So the other boys, they're going to follow since nothing happened. So
I love it.
oh, this is great. But Top and Hat he's never goes first. So he's going to first send in Red. So Red is going to see what happens. Or I guess Red and the legs are going to go at the same time. They're kind of, Bebop and Rocksteady here. So they're going at the same time. Reflex save DC 20. 22. I rolled.
Maybe these kids do have what it takes.
I will hand it to Saren Ray. I will screenshot these.
No, I trust
Yeah.
you. I
Oh,
trust
yeah.
you.
Nat 6. I'll send it into Discord. I don't care. Here, there you go.
That's
Nat 16,
amazing.
Look,
Nat 17.
I don't mistrust you because I know
Yeah.
you want them to trip this thing.
Yeah.
I
so
want them to fail. I want you guys
Well,
to
the
have
thing
this.
is, the one who doesn't go last,
Yeah.
who always goes last, doesn't think anything's wrong. So all we really need
That's
is him.
exactly right. So those ones are gonna be right there at the top of those stairs. Now it's the leader, the smug, arrogant leader who thinks, the king who thinks that just because his food tester didn't die, thinks he isn't gonna get poisoned. So he gets his reflex save. Swear to God, it was a nat 20.
Oh my god.
So I will screenshot that.
it's okay. It's all right. They're in now.
Wow.
They're in though. They're in.
Watch
All
them try to
three
get
of-
out.
See, the thing is,
They're confident. Now they're overconfident. Here, look. There it is. 16,
oh
17,
my god.
20.
Yeah, wow.
Hand to Saren Ray. I'm not fudging this. So
That is
All
impressive.
3 of them fully miss the trip snare. But they're coming down here. So what is the one that's at this space here?
That one is the one where, like, kind of like the string trap, essentially, like the wire trap snare,
Mhm.
is that they have to do the dex save, I think it is, and if they fail that, the second one immediately gets triggered. Otherwise, if they pass that, they have to roll for the second one.
I see. So the hampering snare is immediate?
Yeah.
Okay, so that one, as soon as Willamar takes one step, well, as they get to the bottom of the stairs, he says, "Oh, this is the workshop. It should just be in here somewhere. Come on." And he takes a step in, and he doesn't even notice that he broke a string as he takes a step through, because he's wearing boots. He's a halfling. He's not used to having a thick, thing in front of his foot. So his feeling is kind of dampened. So he breaks this, and this is the difficult terrain one.
Yes.
And this is the sticky stuff?
Yep.
Got it. So he kind of takes a few steps and goes, looks like, I think some of the wood glue got on the floor. Watch out. So he's very slow to move, but these two move together and they try to kind of jump over it. Let's see if they're able to. The legs has no problem jumping over it. However, there we go. Red, being as small and stocky as he is, he tries to hop and thunk right inside of it. So he also is now slowed because of having all of this resin on the bottom of his boots. And then one more to see if this guy, the Tip Top and Hat, is able to. Oh, that's wonderful. He says, "You mugs are so stupid. How could this?" And as he's saying that, he steps right into it without even looking. "Ah, my new boots! Get out of my way." And he tries to push and start to shove over to this way. So they're through that one. What is next?
So the next one is the thing that dumps the paint, basically. That
is
gets
that like
triggered.
on the way out?
Yeah, that's one where they get dumped on, because after that, that's when the feathers happen.
I see. So Zavid, I think this is where you come in probably, and Khan, if you both want to come in and do stuff.
I'm
Because
gonna
you saw
cast.
them go down the stairs and you saw them miss that tripwire. All three.
I cast Ghost Sound,
Ooh, what do you do?
and just creepy house noises like.
That's awful.
Like wood creaking and stuff. Just stuff to make it feel like, are we alone?
Like
I
a
think
tree
we
branch
are.
scratching on a window. that kind of
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Things that go bump in the night.
Stuff to get their heart rates up and to get them kind of paranoid. That's
Okay,
kind
Let
of.
me do a perception on them.
And I guess I can say what my plan is up
Hmm,
on the
yes.
first floor. I want to rearrange the furniture and leave some stuff at the base of the door, so that when they're trying to get out, they have to push through it.
Oh
I
my
like
god, wait,
that,
wait.
okay.
Question. So,
Hmm.
since they didn't trip the tripwire the first time, but that happened the second time when they tried to go up because it wasn't technically
It might.
tripped?
It
Okay.
might. Yeah, it's still live. That thing did
Okay.
not get tripped.
Just
You know?
wondering.
Yep, they legit rolled enough to just dumb luck their way out of stepping over that thing. None of them saw it. They just happened to not step on it.
Amazing.
Yeah, so Khan, that's great. Give me your another stealth, because moving furniture is very loud in the tower,
Yeah.
please.
But even then, that might add to the ambiance.
True, all the squeak. Yeah, you hear Zavi doing all of this creaking house stuff, and you kind of think this is my cue. So you start doing it. So the squeaky furniture actually kind of fits in with what's happening with all the ghost sounds.
Mhm.
Oh, I like that a lot. Okay, so let's see. Okay, yeah, you hear them going, this place is really creepy at night. Yeah, I don't like your aunt's place. Let's just get in and get out of here. Hey, so where is this thing? Willimar's looking around, and you said there's just strings all over everywhere?
Yeah, it's like very thin strings, like.
And those are all attached to the cuckoo clock?
Yep.
Okay. So,
And you say he's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, yes?
so yeah, Tip Top and Hat kind of walks over to here, and he picks up one of the the cuckoo clock birds, and he just pockets it. Clearly no reason, just mindless petty theft. And he goes and leans up against this wall here, as do the other two. They just kind of wait and watch as Willamar, his boots getting stuck to the floor because of that trap that they triggered, walks over to here, and he looks around, see if he finds it. Yeah, and he happens to, and then he spots it. Oh, it's over here. He goes over to it. Let's see if he's, and with that, he doesn't spot the trap. It was enough to see the clock, but not the trap, so he doesn't see the strings. So Wildemar picks it up, and he goes, I got it, and takes off running in this direction. And as he gets to about here, about halfway through, the strings go tight all around you. And as it does, the bucket of paint and feathers go into the entranceway, right where the other three boys are standing. And do they get a reflex save, or is it just automatic?
I think it's reflex.
Okay, I'm just gonna chuck 3 of those out there. Red, legs, top, and hat. Those are the orders. Oh, and what's the DC?
19.
All of them fail.
Yeah.
Top and hat got an 18. But all three, and 10, 10, 18. So all 3 of those boys fail. As this, what color's the paint?
I think red. They were caught
Red?
red-handed.
Red-handed. Nice. So a bunch of red paint splatters all over these boys, and then immediately chicken feathers rain upon them. What is going on? They're very confused, and Willamar freezes in his tracks. And in looking around, trying to figure out what's going on, he drops the clock, and all of them look around and start flailing about, trying to run back upstairs.
Before they can leave.
Yeah.
So I essentially was waiting to see if they turned on Willamar, since he was the other one that didn't get hit, because that didn't happen. I guess darkness.
Ooh, okay.
I want it to emanate from here. It's a 20-foot emanation.
Okay.
So it's like this whole everything's darkness.
Okay, great.
And I want my voice to be heard over everything, like
Bullhorn.
yeah, with bullhorn, but I'm gonna whisper, and I'm gonna say, "It seems you've trespassed into my lair. Petty thieves will lose their hands to me. Tasty little hands from tasty little boys.
Give me an intimidation check at a plus like 5 because of the situation.
Okay.
That darkness definitely does.
And that could
help.
be public. Yeah,
Sure
just
thing. Yeah, here,
everything that
plus
just
5.
happened all at once. Get it a plus 5. Yeah.
Hell yeah!
I hope I didn't give him a heart attack. Jesus
Oh my
Christ.
god!
It's like a double crit. Yeah, their will DC is 12. You beat it by 30. So, actually, you know what? Tip Top and Hat, the smug ass leader, you see him clearly pee himself, even though he's covered in feathers. There's one part of his leg that you could see that was dry that is no longer dry, and he screams and takes off running. So he will be the first to attempt to trigger the trip.
Oh,
trap.
perfect. Trip on the way out. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. All of them are following. These two, they immediately bailed on Willamar. They are not stopping for him at all, these three. And these two are following Top and Hat. So Top and Hat, considering the situation, I'm going to give him a -2 on this reflex save. Because he got a nat 20 last time. That pissed me off. Okay, 13. There we go. That is a failure. So he, blinded by the darkness, covered in feathers and paint, gets to the top of the stairs, triggers the trap. As he does so, Wisp pops out of the plane into the material and goes, except in what's language? A necrol or something?
It's Aklo.
Aklo.
Yes. So it just kind of goes. But use a V, he just hear surprise.
Reese
And
also
then-
hears that too.
At the top of Hat screams at the top of his lungs, and then trips backwards, smashes into Red and the legs. All of them hit on the ground back here against the wall. They scramble, fall over each other, attempting to crawl up the stairs, and eventually they do get to the top here, which is where Khan can start screwing with them. So what happens to them when they get to here, Khan?
I moved probably some of the chairs in the way of the door so that there's immediately this weight when they try to open it. I think that's
to
all
the
that
other
she's done, but
side?
I think that's all I need to do
Oh, that's
on
great.
my side.
Okay. Oh, so there's furniture on this side. Okay, so they run up and like, oh, this place is haunted. What? Ah! They're trying to grasp at all of these. Oh, they're not very strong. They're just young boys. Athletics. Between the three of them, they're able to hurl a couple of these chairs and then scramble over themselves as they trip and fall down off of this wooden porch here, scrambling into the forest, leaving Willamar to fend for himself. He has dropped the cuckoo clock and is trying to run out himself.
I want to
Mhm.
I want to cast Paralyze on him.
Oh,
So then his
okay.
ants find him.
I mean, it's not permanent. At most, it lasts
Okay.
4 rounds if he critically fails. But that gives us time to like do one last like screw with him thing, sort
Okay.
of a parting lesson. It's
Yeah, technically he gets a will save, right?
I don't remember if it's a will or fortitude, but I think it's will.
What level spell is paralyze?
It is 3rd level.
Third level paralyze. So it is a will save. And you 32,
It's a 31 DC.
31, 17. No,
All
critically
right,
fails.
so
He has a +2.
he's frozen in place for 4 rounds. I'm gonna crawl out and I'm gonna make noise as I do in this darkness,
And actually,
skittering.
he was like here when you froze him.
and I skitter around and I breathe down his neck and I say, "Boo!" Right as it fades away, and I'll just let him run after that. I want him to know, like, I'm
Yeah.
right there. Yeah.
He's absolutely horrified running up here. And Khan, if you choose, you can, as the three boys are running away, you can do one less thing to them, and you can do one less thing to Willamar as they go through. So if there's one last thing you want to do to the three boys before Willamar gets up here, what would it be as they're running out the door? They are out the door now.
I think they've had enough, honestly.
Maybe maybe Khan, is there some way? I really terrified Willamar, and I already regret it. I kind of want him to split from those boys. They have the shared trauma together. I don't know if they're gonna keep hanging out after this.
Yeah.
Maybe there's something you could do to get like Willamar to understand like it's because of them that this happened, so that he like separates. I don't know. I could also calm emotions him. I'm
That's
just
true.
kind of fucking with his mind a little bit here, but
That's
I
a
haven't.
spell.
All I did was paralyze him. That's the only thing I
Mhm.
cast on him thus far. And now that that's over, because that's very short, I could calm emotions him when he gets to the top floor, and maybe we could try
Yeah.
to talk to him. I don't know. That's
Definitely.
an idea.
That's a thing you can do. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
I
So,
think that'd
Alright.
be fair. I think that would help to not traumatize this child for life.
Yeah.
True. So you're
Yeah,
gonna
maybe
let
I
the
can-
three
Maybe I can
ruffians go.
chase like the three boys a little bit.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So what do you do to chase these? They're covered in paint and feathers, and they're terrified, screaming, running out.
Just like I'll pull my cloak over myself. I'll like skitter through the bushes, just make noise.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Wait,
It's
do you
all
have your
around us.
familiar with you?
I do. I'll
Mhm.
just like throw it like
Chuck
a
the rat at
baseball.
them.
Six-legged rat.
Nah, that'll be too much.
All right, but they do eventually run off into the woods, out of sight. Whoop, wrong one. Sorry. There we go. It's still nighttime. That is what I wanted. And so Willamar is, by the time he gets to the top of the stairs, he's slowed a little bit, and he's
Yeah.
just kind of walking, but still, he gets to hear, and he kind of shakes his head a little, like he's trying to. He's like he's got a brain fog almost. He's looking around, like, what is happening? This place is haunted. He just sits down for a minute since everything's kind of stopped.
Reese is gonna like hop down since we're gonna do the attempt of like let's talk to this kid, and just kind of sneak up behind him. We're like, haunted would be very convenient, wouldn't it?
Who are you?
Oh, friend of a friend.
I think maybe we should all come out, and then he knows it's actually not haunted, but this was a scared straight program. And I'll summon little Lucas the spider to my shoulder as well.
I always forget that's
That's
where I got
Lucas,
that.
yeah.
What's happening? Who are you people?
Well, we're Lux Et Umbra. Don't know if you've heard of us.
They're kind of famous.
Oh, I have heard of you. You're your local heroes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's what you think we are.
Zavid,
That's
and
what I heard.
Reese just
No.
glares at him.
Listen, boy, your guardians. This is the son, right?
He's their nephew. Yeah. The
I'll
father
say
is,
this then.
I kind of hand waved. The father is a drunk, is kind of what he said.
Your family has asked us to intervene on what was going to be the worst decision you've ever made. You entering a life of crime to impress some very silly young boys who don't know anything about this world and how it works. Luckily for you, you have family that cares about you. We were called in to make sure you didn't make a decision that you would regret for the rest of your life.
I see. Auntie Layla sent you?
Auntie Layla, maybe one of your parents, maybe someone more distant.
We're not
It's
gonna
not
give
really-
names, but they're part of your family.
I see. I really messed up, didn't I?
A little bit there. But, I mean, look, Zavid just took this all to heart because his family, well, that's a complicated story. You're lucky you have a family that really, really loves you the way they do. So we want to make sure you remember that. And maybe poke yourself out of trouble. Just, like, it's fun, but...
Don't hang out with those boys anymore.
Yeah. If
No, you're right. I won't. I'll stay away from the twist artists.
Yeah, I mean, and if anything, you may have had a nice learning experience if you need to mess with people who are being mean to you. Just saying.
Did you hear the way Tip Top and Hat screamed?
Yes, it was hilarious.
Yeah, it was kind of funny.
I'm gonna cast Ghost Sound again, right behind his ear, be like, "It was funny, wasn't it?"
So
He looks behind him and there's nothing.
Sorry.
Oh my god, we frightened him enough for. Look. And the one peed his pants, so I really cannot, like, shit happens, but piss happening, even funnier.
Can I go now?
Do you promise
Oh, well.
not to do
Yeah, that
this
depends
again?
on you.
No, I've definitely learned my lesson, I think.
Alright, well, if your aunts call us... I mean, aunts and family and mom and everyone else that we've mentioned. Reese just plays that one real quickly with the deception.
You should go ahead and roll that
Yeah.
publicly. You don't need to roll high. DC's 14. Hey, nice.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
You
he
know,
believes you.
everybody else, in your family who loves and cares about you, if they give us another call and Lux Et Umbra has to make another prank, we're gonna make it scarier.
Yeah, okay, I understood. Hey,
And he starts like saluting and sitting up straight and stuff.
And then
You get the
I'll just
feeling
say
he's
out
about to
loud,
go eat his
like, man,
vegetables."
I didn't even get to use the spike pits. They got so lucky this time.
Bike, pit.
Oh,
Well, hey, maybe I'll never have to use it if you do what you should be doing and staying in school and getting a honest career.
Okay, I'll go and study and get to bed real early. Thank you.
And he runs off.
He now has no strings on him.
I'm looking at you all. I'm like, I did have a spike pit. I was kind of thinking of using it, but
I'm glad you didn't.
Yeah, I don't think they would have been happy with us.
there's too much of a chance that the boy would fall in and not just his friends. But yeah, I'm a little bummed I didn't get to try it out.
It's okay. We literally, after last week of you shitting yourself, we got to see a boy piss himself. I think that makes up for it.
I also have spells on here that are just like upsetting. That I was like looking, I could do this, I could do that. So like one of them is called infectious ennui or ennui. Ennui, yeah. With a wave of your hand and a short invocation, you cause feelings of ennui and impending doom to develop in the mind of the targeted creature who must attempt a will save. On a failure, the target is slowed 1 and frightened 1 from the sense of ennui. It remains slowed and can't reduce the frightened condition below 1 as long as the spell sustained. At the start of the target's turn, choose one creature within 30 feet of the target to attempt a will save. And so it spreads.
Oh my god.
And it is a critical failure, but it's slowed to frightened 2.
Cool.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so it's just it spreads out amongst everyone. Everyone's just like, what's the point?
Darkness. No.
And I was like, I don't know if this is gonna help or if it's going to put them in their teen years early.
Hilarious.
I
Oh
love
my
it.
god. So is there anything else you want to do here?
Nah.
Clean
Nope.
up.
Yeah, clean
Yeah.
up. Yeah, we're gonna
clean
clean
up
up.
the paint.
Okay, so we could kind of
Paint up-
halfway
paint
to
and
clean
sticky.
up. Yeah, clean up the paint, clean up the sticky, get all the strings taken down.
Mhm.
If you want, you do know that they are at the feed mill, the tavern.
Okay.
There's another spell I wanted to try. I'm not gonna tell you what it is, or I'm not gonna tell you what it does, but I'll tell you what it is. It's Elysian Whimsy,
Ugh.
and I'm gonna share it here so y'all can look at why that's a fun one. I was like, that would have been good for one of the boys.
Oh boy. Huh. A barbarian dance. I love it. Oh,
it do?
that's great.
You roll a d4 and then it makes them do something embarrassing, like do a dance or sing a song.
That's awesome. That would have been so perfect. I love what you guys did. That was amazing.
To
So to the feed mill, I guess.
the feed
Yeah.
mill.
All right, so I can share that here. Boop. So it's not as bright as the map would have you think. I just didn't. If I make it dark, it makes the whole thing dark, and then the entire
Yeah.
inside of the tavern is dark, and yeah. So it's still nighttime. A couple of hours after you'd sent them away to the inn, but they open the door and everyone looks and says, "Ah, Lux Et Umbra, Norm." It was very cheersy when everyone comes in. You see this one is having a drink and a meal over in the corner. Delma's behind the bar, and Kevin and Devin McAllister, two local farmers, are sitting in the corner having a talk.
I go up to the two halfling women. I put a hand on each of the shoulder and I say, "The boy will never be the same again." And then I walk over to this one's table.
It's, Layla and Rosemary look confused, so they look to Con and Reese like,
What did he mean by that?
What he means is that the boy has learned his lesson. You know.
Oh,
Don't worry,
that's great to
everything's
hear.
cleaned up.
Oh, wonderful. Oh, thank you so much.
and she kind of looks to all of you and says,
Well, we can't offer much, but I would be happy to give any of you a free any clock in my shop, free of charge.
That would be nice. That'd be extremely nice.
Yeah, we could
And-
definitely use that.
Anyone you want.
and so yeah, you essentially have free reign of any of her cuckoo clocks. They come in all shapes, all sizes. There's even the grandfather one in the basement.
Oh my god, can
that
we get the
Zavid seems to
basement
like.
one? Because that's like the memory that me and Zavid have together.
Yeah, you could easily get the grandfather clock, because she can just make another one. you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, eventually over the course of the rest of the downtime, you'll get that clock up in Shadow Valley.
Mhm.
So Delma gives you some brews. They are sadly warm room temperature. They're not cold ones, but they'll do. Get some meal in you. Everyone get perception checks.
Perception.
Tower, please.
About to ask.
It's poison. We let our guard down for 1 minute.
You're muted, Shay.
Nani? Sorry, perception. I
Yeah,
said.
perception.
Oh, there we go. My bad.
Neither.
All right, Zavid, as you're sitting there having a nice meal and a conversation with this one about mushrooms or something, and you overhear from the south, Kevin and Devin are kind of having an argument about something. It sounds like one of them is talking about Gozray, and the other one's talking about Erastil, and they're kind of hassling each other, giving each other a hard time over it.
Erastil?
Erastil's the god of the hunt. He's like a moose-headed god with like a bow, I think.
I'll eavesdrop. I want to listen in.
So they're clearly kind of drunk, and one of them is like, "You think that Erastil is what fertilizes our fields? That's the dumbest bullshit I've ever heard in my life. It's Gozray, the wind and the waves, what done brings our water and our light and our wind." And the other one's like, "No, you dumb shit. Erastil is of the seasons. It's what brings the change of the season." This is back and forth, just drunk idiots arguing theology,
Her
getting like
sister was a
progressively,
witch.
yeah,
Her
progressively
sister was
sloppy.
a witch.
And who was her sister? The Wicked Witch of the
Wicked
East,
East,
bro.
bro.
Yes.
Yeah, it's basically that. It's a drunk bro fight about theology and like which god is better, Gozray or Erastil. Give me a religion check in the tower.
Just
Yeah, all right, let's do it.
Just Zavid, because he's the only one
Alright,
who heard
yeah,
this
he's the
by a
only one who
lot.
heard.
All right.
Con and Reese you're doing your own thing over there.
I'm trying to scope out for the blonde cutie bard,
Mm-hmm.
honestly.
You get the sense that they failed their will save this morning against Traxus the Wanderer. Zavid, with your religion check. Listening to their bickering, what you failed yesterday.
I see. I'm
Yes,
gonna come over then.
They're clearly devout religious men. They're probably not paladins or clerics or something, but they're clearly deep in their beliefs.
What
enough to be affected.
What are the alignments of the two gods in question?
That's a great question. I should have had pulled up. Let me look. Yep. Oh, I do know that Gozer is 2 neutral.
Uh-huh.
Erastil is probably chaotic good or good neutral good, lawful good. Wow. Okay, so they're 1 apart. Lawful good versus true neutral.
That'd be 2 apart.
Yeah, 2 apart.
Right. 2
Yep.
apart. That's why. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go and put my hand on the table and be like, gentlemen, you are talking about the relationship between 2 gods that have to do a lot with nature. Luckily for you, I am a man of the cloth, as you can tell by my Sarenite robes. I have studied the different gods, and I know I've actually been to a temple of Gozre. I know their relationship to each other and to the seasons. I can settle this argument for you once and for all.
Give me a religion check publicly, because you're using a different religion to pretend to be a member of that religion. So you have
Okay.
they fully believe you are a priest of Saren Ray. Like, zero question in their mind.
I mean, look
you
at
are
my
a priest of
tan,
Saren Ray.
obviously. I'm in the sunlight all the
And,
time.
Devin, which is the one on the bottom left, without the pitchfork, he is the worshiper of Erastil, and he immediately, you see, we got a man of Saren Ray right here. He's going to show you that I'm right. Erastil is, because he's lawful good, and he thinks Saren Ray is lawful good, so he immediately is attracted to what you have to say. Whereas
No.
Kevin is saying, you know, Saren Ray, all that bullshit about lying,
No.
niceness.
Did you not hear me? I've been to a temple of Gozre, a big one. I'll cite the temple that we actually traveled to.
The Hermitage
I'm
of
like,
Blessed Lightning.
The Hermitage of Blessed Lightning. I mean, this is like big time Gozre stuff, right?
Oh my! And I'm gonna just keep your natural 20 on that.
Yeah.
Oh, you've been to the Blessed Lightning Hermit. Oh, well, he's pretty worldly traveled, I guess. And at this point, you've kind of got them both with that nat 20.
Essentially, all I'm going to do is explain that while Gozre, being a god of like weather, is impartial to whether or not that weather benefits people. It's more of it's like a big picture balance thing. Erastil's god of the hunt. He's all about what actually helps people. So he's always trying to push it into like to help people who are trying to help themselves. Essentially, the hunt itself is like a sacrament to him. So my whole deal is saying like one is just producing the weather, and then one is focusing on using that weather to maximize the benefit to people, right? They have a cordial relationship. They're not enemies, and the argument would only upset both of them.
I'm gonna say with that nat 20, that fully they fully accept this. Well, that makes a lot of sense. You're really smart there. Even, you know, to make sense of Erastil, Gozre, and Saren Ray all at once. Wow, I never. And you can almost feel that you've sort of lifted it, at least temporarily, from them. So you've at least stopped them from getting into a fight over it, at the very least.
Yeah. Internally, I'm like, they're making my drink taste bad. Like, I need to put this to an end. And then I just I do like a little Saren Ray kind of thing. But I think I know the Gozre stuff too. I don't know if I know Aristil's. With the nat 20, would I know like the sort of like signs?
Absolutely, you'd know something.
I'll give them each their respective sign, the Aristil sign and the Gozre sign, and then I'm just gonna go walk over to my table.
That was masterful.
And when I look over to like Khan and Reese, who might have like looked over to see what I was doing, I'm just gonna be like, like, can you believe these guys? And then sit back down.
Yeah, that you like mouth that to us and we just giggle.
This one goes, those two have been getting at each other's throats for weeks. That was incredible, Zavid.
I'm gonna.
This one is impressed.
I pull out the pamphlet and I point to it's all this, and we're gonna be having to deal with this until the conjunction.
It seems you found the right thing to say.
This time, I've been getting very lucky lately.
I see.
Naturally.
And so, Dilma is the bartender, says to Con and Reese.
So where are y'all headed next? The
Uh,
next mighty adventures of Lux Et Umbra.
well, plan is Osirian, whether we like it or not.
Ooh, fancy. How y'all planning to get there?
Reese
I
looks
know,
over. Didn't we say something about boat and griffins?
I know, in boats or griffins, if we wanted to, have a bit of
Griffins.
style.
Oh my, now that's living high. I mean, I've heard of such things. I knew it existed, but I've never taken no griffin. Ooh, that sounds exciting.
It does, but we're just wondering, with how big and famous we have become, if that's smart to have them on our trails.
Well, they move pretty quick. I know them shipping lanes are policed pretty tight south of Chiliacs.
Oh, gross. Police. Okay, good to know. Yeah, you know what? Griffins might still be good though. We sent the letter to the city.
Yeah, and Con, you know that in Almas, the town of Almas, where you're from, is a thing called the Golden Eyrie. That's a large spire that you have to climb up a bunch of stairs, and at the top is a roost of griffins that can take you most anywhere within reason.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, that sure does sound exciting. I'll be waiting patiently to hear about all them bard tales that come dripping into town with the trade caravans.
Well,
About all your adventures.
speaking of dripping bards, where is, the pretty boy?
Oh, Flonk, he took the night off. He was feeling a little under the weather. He'll probably be back tomorrow.
Do you know where he lives? So maybe I could
Uh.
bring some, wine or something over to him.
Well, thankfully, no, I've never been at his house.
Oh, well, shame. I'll have to keep that in mind and send him off a good present.
I'm sure Flonk could appreciate that.
All right, so and once again, before they take off, Layla and Rosemary come up to all of you again and just,
Oh, thank you so much for helping my nephew Willamar. We appreciate it so much. At any point, you can come by the shop and we'll get you whatever clock you'd like. Or if you want, we can even special make you one. We appreciate it all so much. Thank you.
Of course. Have a good night.
We
Good
didn't
night.
tell him it was you, by the way. We just said family member.
Oh, thank you.
and they leave and go off into the night. Eventually, Kevin and Devin do trickle out as well. And if there's anything you'd like to, is there anything else you'd like to do at this point? No. I think this is probably a great place for us to stop for this
Yeah.
week. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good start.
I think so.
Great. All right, I had a great time. I'm glad everyone joined us. We hope you'll join us probably next week. We'll see what happens. And yeah,
Do
thank
we have
you so
anything
much.
to plug?
I
Shane?
don't.
I still got one seat left for my Curse of Strahd game. If people are interested in playing Curse of Strahd, DM by someone who's played through it once, DM'd it multiple times, and has like a bunch of cool art assets and stuff that I have made and procured over the many months leading up to this. This could be your chance.
How
I'm on
much would that-
startplaying.games.
How much would that cost?
It is per session, which is about 3 hours each, $30. So, you know, if you got that spare income and you want like a really nice polished adventure to go through like the whole Curse of Strahd adventure, this would be a good way to do it.
Excellent.
All right. Thanks so much. We hope everyone will join us next week. And thanks so much for joining us tonight. Bye bye,
Bye,
everybody.
guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.